Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to Geek It Out. I'm your street. The Day Bites here with the boys, Dom Prime, Aries, and the freaking Moz. How you all doing today?
What's going on, folks?
What's going on, brothers?
But yo, guys, a lot of stuff has happened these past few days, man. Well, yesterday, last night, not even midnight. I was getting all these emails galore. IG-11 delayed. Iron Patriot delayed. Thanos BD delayed. Everybody delayed. Oh, God.
Yeah, that is absolutely crazy, man. But you know what? I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by it at all. And really, it used to take, not too long ago, it used to take a few months, sometimes for these to come into the Sideshow once they were released in Hong Kong. I think we got spoiled over the last, little bit, right? But I always still just plan anyway that whenever it gets released in Hong Kong, okay, I'll get mine in 3 months, 4 months, But yeah, it's a little crazy because I actually did talk to Sideshow on my IG-11, and they said it was going to get in their warehouse at the end of March, so something happened.
Well, they lied.
Yeah.
Because
or they were misinformed.
Because
this morning or yesterday, I can't recall.
Yeah, because I got my email this morning, and last time Moz was on, someone said they got the email that their IG-11 was delayed. So there's got to be multiple batches sitting in one of those multiple boats, because last time there were 28 boats anchored, waiting just to get into the port of LA and like Huntington Beach, that area. So
if only they had an East Coast location, they could just.
Hey, maybe my Beskar Mando is in there, Moz, because I didn't get that yet. I'm still waiting on that. No, I didn't get it. The deluxe set.
Yeah,
still waiting.
I ordered him beginning of December and paid him off, and yeah, he's already here from Sideshow.
Yeah, not mine.
Was yours paid off pretty early, or?
I actually have mine from a comic shop.
Oh, okay.
That is still waiting their first batches, their first promised batch. I don't know if Sideshow. I think typically what they do is they get a lot of their pre-orders out first before they fulfill some orders to some comic shops. But
I think it also has something to do with when they pay when the comic shop pays the bill too, because I know my comic shop got the regular Mando in before I saw Sideshow people receiving theirs. So, and they got them from Sideshow, of course. So
yeah, that could be it.
Yeah.
But guys, not only IG-11, but Batman Beyond as well got hit. I'm telling you, ever since the Evergreen boat got stuck, everything got messed up. I'm telling you, everything.
Sounds like a miniseries, The Evergreen Boat.
Yeah, well,
now streaming on Disney Plus.
Yeah, well, did you also see what happened while the boat was stuck in the Suez Canal? It happened in China, and Nate, you saw this, and it made it into a meme. An Evergreen truck jackknifed in a major city in China and caused like 15 hours of backups. And you see it as it's like turning. It's just on the trail on the Connex it's carrying. It just says Evergreen, and it's just. And there's the date stamp on the security camera, so it's not from like 5-10 years ago. It literally happened when the boat was stuck in the canal. So you can't make that up. And it's the same company.
Wow.
Get out of here, man. Shoot. Yep. I know, I saw it too. I thought it was like an older picture, but then I looked into it like, oh crap, it recently happened. What is your freaking hiring process over there? It just a heartbeat? Yeah. You got a heartbeat? All right, let's bring you in.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just say this. Some of the most dangerous places I've driven as far as like other people on the road isn't in the United States. It's in, like Asia and the Middle East.
Well, you haven't driven in Georgia yet then, have you?
Oh, I have. Believe me.
No,
I
Georgia,
did,
we got everybody. So that's what's the
I've
dangerous
done,
part. We have everybody in Georgia.
I've done basically Fort Benning, which is Columbus to Atlanta, and then I've done like Fort Stewart to Savannah.
Try driving around 285 a bit. See how well you appreciate that.
Look, I think the real question here, Nate, with this IG-11 is this going to be like that heavy infantry Mandalorian? I mean, do you even think that they're making as many of these as that? They made quite a lot, actually. I heard of that heavy infantry Mandalorian, and that went on wait list before it went in stock. So I'm wondering what's going to happen with this, honestly.
You know, what I'm gonna say about the IG-11 right now is that do not play games with the IG-11. Like there's so many opportunities now for you to pre-order this right now with all the delays. Do not do it to yourself and just wait. I'm feeling this might sell out even faster than the Heavy Mando. Heavy Mando was only like a month, right?
No, I got mine.
Make
I got
it.
mine.
Didn't even make it. Yeah.
Didn't even. That's right. Yeah. Shoot.
No, my points from Heavy Mando hit on Sunday, so that means it's basically been almost 6 weeks since I've got it.
Well, since you paid for it.
No, since it's physically shipped, because it's 40 days for the points to hit once it's shipped. So I've had mine for almost 6 weeks from Sideshow. The Heavy Mando.
My points hit too for Heavy Mando.
Yeah, so that
we
means
got ours around the same time.
Yeah, so that means you had it for at least 40 days.
Yeah.
Nah, man, it's just getting wild, especially with also these new releases as well. Like the Batman Beyond just came out just a few days ago, and now it's delayed for batches over here, to the States, and I'm here like, come on. What's next? Battle Savage Thanos. Everybody got hit with the delays, man. Everybody.
You know how hurt you're going to be, Nate? Or maybe not you, but some of us are going to be if they released the Rex in Hong Kong, and then you're going to have to wait 3, 4, whatever months with all this stuff before that comes in.
I don't know. I think that one got. I think there was talks about it coming out early, right? But I think that's also got delayed.
He's due out this month. At least that's what my Sideshow says when I
Yeah.
Like what they said about the Iron Patriot a few days ago. Oh, it comes out this month. Booyah! Nope, not today.
Scout Trooper and Rex are due out this month.
Yeah, so like you have to wonder: are the delays Hottoys, or is it delays like the Evergreen? Is it the shipping? What's really delayed?
Well, it's definitely shipping. I mean, because IG-11's already out in Hong Kong. I mean, he's out. I could order him from Toys Wonderland right now and have him, but
yeah. So if they were going to have Rex done, I don't think that there would necessarily be a delay from Hot Toys for Rex, but it might not be fast shipping right now. Just saying.
No, it's like I said. I think we're gonna see a lot more delays coming up. I do think that we might see some precautions, like some priority figures getting released first, and I think that's what's happening. I think they're putting more effort on the priority figures that are actually going to sell, they're actually going to sell pretty well as far as pre-orders are concerned, and I think they're putting more efforts on those versus the ones that got delayed. Because IG-11 not made pre-orders, Iron Patriot
examples of
not made pre-orders.
The great examples of Pennywise. They pushed him back to October, December. That's my email notification I got. He was supposed to be out in February. So. When I first ordered him, anyway. So he's been pushed way back.
Yo, Aries, your boy, Combat Evolve, he's like, hey, they're all delaying everything because they're too busy doing re-releases. Hey, talk to your boy. Talk to your boy.
Listen.
Talk to your boy.
They re-released. I know. I mean. It does make you wonder what's going to happen next, right? And I mean, you talk about like straight reissues, and just talking about Star Wars, you had Yoda from Attack of the Clones, you had the Darth Vader that's in stock, that Boba Fett Empire Strikes Back that's in stock. So you're wondering what they're going to do next for Star Wars. Look what they pulled on with DC, with that straight reissue of the Knightmare Batman. Now you want the Dark Suit Superman, you got to get
Batman
that.
Begins. Not even the Batman Begins and the
And
Tumblr
that,
re-release.
that too. Yeah, we can just keep going on and on about these. So it does make you wonder what's next. Now, looking at Star Wars, I'll just say, you got Grand Moff Tarkin. You got Tarkin all over that Bad Batch second trailer again.
I'm saying, just be patient. Just be patient with Target. You don't have to buy him now. He is still going to be the same price or go a little higher, but you're still going to be dropping money if you're going to try and get a Tarkin from the resale market. Just wait and see if Hottoys, re-releases a Tarkin just for the Bad Batch. I don't need, if I'm going to get a Tarkin, I don't need the full gray hair Tarkin, okay? Because it looks like Tarkin has a different hairstyle, different colorization for Bad Batch. I don't care. As long as it's the head sculpt for Tarkin, I am fine.
Yeah, I mean, who cares about that? I mean, look how many different hairstyles they give you with Luke.
I heard he's going to come with a mohawk.
Show us that again. Show us again.
Mohawk.
It'd be like anime Tarkin. There you go.
I swear to God, I'm saying, this is what I've been saying about this whole Lobot thing. I'm just saying, I swear to God, if we get Lobot before Han, I'm gonna be campaigning. Release the Han.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. It is funny, but just about everybody that order has that Lando on pre-order. They probably would scoop up that Lobot to go with that Lando just as much as the Leia. Just saying.
Yeah,
just saying. If you think about it.
So he's not going to be available in stores. At least not at retail, because I had them check at my store. We can't order that Batman.
Oh yeah, he's a Sideshow exclusive.
Yeah, we can't put him in the store, so that's annoying.
But here's the thing, though. Originally, this was a Sideshow exclusive, so this is actually, in a way, the first Sideshow exclusive re-release, because this was just a Toy Fair exclusive, I believe. Yeah, and I know people are saying Knightmare Batman's also, but the thing is, Knightmare Batman, he is bundled up with a 2-pack versus being a figure alone being re-released. This one
man alone.
This one man, one Batman Begins is re-released by itself.
Listen, I just watched this movie again. A couple of days ago. I think it was Monday night where I watched this movie again, and the Ben Affleck Batman is fantastic. They're doing it there, but a lot of people still like this Christian Bale Batman, and I know it's many years later, but that trilogy, I mean, Batman Begins with Liam Neeson. You had the second one with the Joker, and then Bane in 3 was just insane in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. I think it's good. I mean, I don't collect DC, and not because I don't like it, because this is one of my, I mean, that trilogy is one of my favorite trilogies of all time. I remember seeing all those in the theaters multiple times. I love this trilogy, but so tempted to pick this up again now. But then if I do, then I'm just going to have to get other DC figures and Marvel figures, and then I'm going to have to find a fourth job. It's too much.
I think you may just have to just get this one and just a Joker, and that's it, and then you'll be set.
I mean,
You need
it's a good figure.
And a DX20.
You get DX20. This one, I like the DX20 a little better because it feels like the Bruce Lee version of the Bale Batmans, and that's why
the DX20 is not out yet. You mean the DX19?
DX19, my bad. DX19. Then the DX20, that's the Joker. Supposedly is the Joker we're waiting on. Now, James C., he did say that even the mainland China has delays. Guys, no upgraded Spider-Man or EG Cap until the end of the month. So we're not the only ones affected.
Hey, look, I'm seeing comments about Bail Organa. I'm telling you. Some people chuckle at me with this. It's going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Why is Bale? I see Lobot before Bale. That's what's funny. I see Lobot before Bale, okay?
Listen, you really want to know why I see this? Well, I see them both, but Disney Plus is going to find a way to bring that character in.
Well, the thing is, they got to bring him in to do some type of action,
Yeah, I think they will. I think they will at some point.
At
Because
least
he's
Loki,
used to. I mean, Jimmy Smith's basically his whole career, right, guys, has been more television than even movies.
Yeah, like Law and Order.
Yeah, like Law and Order and yeah, all that. So I think it'll happen.
but yeah, I could definitely see a whatchamacallit, what's a Bale in about this price range with Lando with
Yeah, it would have to be this
non-existent
price
accessories.
range.
Yeah.
I mean, not like that Bo-Katan price at $285 or whatever it is. This is way better. I mean, I understand the whole inflation though, and I mean they got to put the cost somewhere. I don't think they're doing it to, go, haha, look at you guys. I think they're just in a spot, but yeah, this is way better price.
Now,
So-
does he come with a Colt 45?
Dude, a 1/6 scale Colt 45, baby. Oh my
you
god,
can
I
get
need that
one.
in my life.
You can go on eBay and get one.
That's the DX version, Maz. That's the
He
DX
needs
one.
to have that just for a one-off,
This would be a one-off, dude. That'd be perfect. That'd be freaking perfect. 1/6 scale Colt 45. Hell, man, I might even have you commission one for me, Maz.
I just got my new LCD or LED in. I just have to put it together and hopefully it'll work. So
And then we'll get it painted and everything. It'll be an actual 1/6 scale Colt 45. 'Cause I don't think they make a 1/6 scale Colt 45. I think they make the Coronas. The Corona bottles, I've seen those. And then
we just
Heineken's.
make a can and then just make a decal, print out a decal and put it on there.
Yeah, they can do that.
That's what they do usually.
Yeah, I could see that happening. Yeah, I'm not sure. Poor guy. He's such a good actor and character. That's the thing, though. There's not a lot of action with Bale, so that's the only problem. Now, like Aries did say, like if Disney Plus throws out a show, maybe a moment in the Kenobi show where Bale was, trying to keep his tabs on Kenobi.
You got to look at where From Hottoys is coming from, right? They are a company that's looking to make money, and I'm sure they've got a lot of big brains that are looking at this saying, hey, what can we come out with now that people are going to scoop up while the iron's hot? And I use that phrase, while the iron's hot, because you never know what could happen. And so, I mean, really, I think they could throw out, like, for instance, if you look at Mandalorian, they could throw anything out Mandalorian right now, and it's probably...
They throw out the armor, man. That's what they need to throw out.
Yeah, I mean, I brought that up, Maz, in the video I put up yesterday, that you look at the Death Watch Mandalorian, it's doing okay. Kind of moved up a little bit. It was kind of on the bottom there.
Would do even better.
It'd do way better. I mean, so why wouldn't you come out with that? I mean, anything that has a bounty hunter mask, it's like, the whole Mandalorian. We're gonna scoop up.
I'm just hoping if we do get the armor, I'm hoping we get at least the smithing base, and that's what I want. I just want the smithing base with her, and that'd be perfect.
I think I got the file.
And I just want to segue one thing, and like how you're saying, like anything Mandalorian is hot right now, and I kind of think that's going to lead into a potential Marvel character. For whatever reason, I do actually think Hottoys will finally make a villain. That's not a major one. I think they'll actually make Taskmaster, because he's got that that vibe, that face shield, that aesthetic. Plus, he's also has his own version of Hawkeye's weapons. He has his own version, of Black Panther. Claws, and then he has his own version of Cap's shield. So it's kind of like an amalgamation. But again, that look right now ties into what they're going for.
They have a Taskmaster. Sideshow showed them off last year.
But it was just a prototype. It was, they haven't officially.
Because the movie isn't out yet. They kind of put it back back on the back burner until the movie's out. But they got one in the works.
Yeah, but again, it's what they also. How many villains have they shown off? They showed off Crossbones. They showed off Yellow Jacket. What I'm saying is, I think this one will actually get made, for full production. And the other twos weren't. That's what I mean.
I think because also the fact that, let me see, so MMS 600 is going to be the Iron Man Mark 1 diecast, right? So we still got two. We got so before that we got three more. We got the 597, the 598, right? Those could be Black Widow and Taskmaster, and then the 599 or whatever, the third one before the third one, or before we get the 600. That could be Luke. I'm hoping that we get a Bestman Luke.
Now, here's the thing, though. If Hottoys is gonna do a new Luke for his short time in the series, if Robert Downey Jr., the rumors are true, he does have a cameo, whether it's old footage or it's new footage combined with old footage. Does Hottoys go out and try to make another Black Widow version of Tony Stark for the movie as well?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, I mean, I think we're going down that road right now, because now you're seeing Marvel become hot like Star Wars. And then the other thing, guys, we got Winter Soldier, right? I mean, where's Falcon? Because I'm expecting that any week as well. So I think you're going to have some new Marvel releases and some new Star Wars releases, and I think you have to wonder, are they going to really spread these out, or are they going to can we even get something this week and next week, or maybe
I can see Falcon. I can see Falcon coming out this week.
Absolutely, I could too.
No, they're going to give him a new costume first, because I think his current costume is kind of close to the last one, right?
No, not really.
They got the red. They got the red and black on that one. Like a lot more red and white. The original one was all black and gray with red.
Well, they're probably waiting for him to get the shield.
Well, I mean, they didn't release an Infinity War Endgame version of him, so, and he's wearing the same, uniform now, so I could potentially see them either doing something insane, give it a 5% chance, where they release two uniforms with them, as long as the wings stay the same, or potentially two different versions. You have one that, you can put with your Endgame Infinity War display, and then you have one with the upgraded, Fal Cap suit.
I don't think the market's going to be big enough to have two different versions. I think they're waiting for the shield to get, for him to have the shield back.
I think there are too many people who don't have a Falcon that, given the choice, they'd get one that matched, their current displays to, for their Endgame display. Again, they haven't released one from him since, Civil War.
No, that's true. And I'm also disappointed. Out of all the looks that we got for frickin' Winter Soldier, they went with the frickin' lame-ass look from the very beginning of the show, and I'm here like, hell, the civilian look for Winter Soldier looked a hell of a lot better than what he was wearing when he jumped off the frickin' plane.
Hold on a second. I did a kit bash for, in the Bucky kit for $70, and it's ridiculous that it almost looks like the Hot Toy. Give me 1 second.
He's going to bring it out. He's going to bring it out. He's going to bring out the kit bash. He's been working on this kit bash for a minute.
I still think they're waiting on him to have the shield.
Do you think... But here's the thing, though. I've been hearing there was going to be 4 figures that were coming out for that show. So, there he is. Look at that.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, camera pitch. But, yeah, nice. I mean... The kit itself was $70, and I'm just using Endgame Cap's extra shield. And I looked for, the saw, the machine gun he carries. That specific one, you can only find the Hot Toys one, and that's $100. Not doing that, So.
All right, so Negan has popped up. Do you think it's possible that the armor and heavy Mando show up in season 3, and Mando convinces them that you can remove your helmet and still be Mandalorian? That's the thing. That's on them. Because the thing is, there's different creeds of Mandalorians. But in this case, if they start bringing all the Mandalorians together for one final battle against the Empire or the remnants of the Empire, at that point, the creed. It will depend on each Mandalorian if they want to take off their helmet or not. Because at the end of the day, they're all together again, so they can't be fighting amongst each other again. Because
I think they're going to. I think they're going to have to, Nate. I think Paz Vizsla and whoever the armorer is, probably another Vizsla that we don't know about yet. I think that they're a whole different way. They kind of separated from Mandalore and the rest of the Mandalorians And I think we're going to have some kind of infighting, especially with Din Djarin now having the Darksaber, and the fact that he's removed his helmet. So
Yeah, so what I think you might end up seeing is, if they're going to do like the battle thing, you might end up seeing, quote unquote, like an island hopping campaign from World War II, where you don't go right to Mandalore. You literally have to go to like all their settlements and all their moons. Oh God, I can't remember. Was it New Concordia, or New Dawn, or like the Protectors were, and Rebels. Yeah, go to their moons, and like you're basically gonna have to defeat each tribe into submission, and it's either you join with us for United Mandalore, or we defeat you and you never come again.
I can see that for a whole season, that Mando, because Mando is gonna be not forced, but he's gonna be like Jon Snow. He's gonna have to take the mantle whether he likes it or not, and he's gonna be being the new Mandalore at that point. Or they're gonna have an rematch between, not rematch, but a new match between Mando and Bo-Katan.
I don't think Bo-Katan's gonna want it that much. I don't think she wants it that bad. I think she just wanted it back into a Mandalorian's hand.
Oh, that is true though.
Yeah, but you also have to remember,
she's going to come.
She's been defeated so much. The only thing now she has, is potentially restoring her family name, and restoring what happened to her sister.
She never wanted the throne. She only ended up with it kind of by happenstance because Sabine, spoilers, handed her the Darksaber.
But a lot has happened since then, especially the Night of 1,000 Tears, which they haven't even gone into yet.
And another thing, Bo-Katan, like you said, Don, Bo-Katan is taking so many L's at this point. I don't know why people are still following her. I think the only reason why they're still following her because she has history, and also, she is royalty. She is a duchess. So I'm just saying that I think that's one of the reasons why Bo-Katan has not, lost her reputation as of yet. But but as far as like obtaining the Darksaber and becoming a Mando, I do agree. Becoming Mandalore, I do agree that I think she might just hand it off to Mando. Like,
I'm gonna agree with Combat Evolve and Nate here.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and the whole conversation here really just points out how do you not have the armor and the heavy infantry Mandalorian back in season 3, because everything that we're talking about here and that friction and that arc is something that, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni can really pull on. I mean, you need them, those diehards like that, to be able to set, the pull. And it can pull Din Djarin in 2 different directions or whatnot. So, I think it's going to be exciting, but certainly from an action figure perspective, if you want to like put your cards down and say, okay, or, put your money down, they're going to come out with, those characters are going to be back in the next season of The Mandalorian. What does that do to the heavy infantry Mandalorian that's out there? Do we get another version of that figure? I think we would. And that the armor would just be, it would be insane if they released the armor now. They don't have to wait even to season 3.
Yeah, you're also forgetting another complete subsect of Mandalorians, which we could also get, the Super Commandos, which are still loyal to the Empire, which would most likely still be on Mandalore, protecting certain assets from it under Imperial.
That is true. We haven't seen Mandalore. What's going on?
Yep.
We haven't seen what's going on in Mandalore yet. We're just hearing Boba Fett saying that it got glassed, but then Bo-Katan saying, nah, it was whole propaganda. It's not true. It's lies from the Empire. And I'm like, okay, so we'll see what happens.
Well, I mean, it's a little of both. The planet was gassed, but it was blasted by themselves through their generations of war, but they're still also living in bubble cities. So, it's basically one of those things. If the bubble cities aren't there, the Empire can't come in unless they start building their own bases with dome cities. So there's no point for the Empire to destroy those, because you would have to completely rebuild all the infrastructure to take over Mandalore, even to mine it for Beskar. So
unless they're using like one of those units like in Rebels with the big, whatever that unit's called, the big spherical thing that they...
Yeah, the command ship.
Yeah.
Or
hey, Nate, I see that comment from Joe P that, he's like, and I know I get a lot of comments on this too, like, love Mando, we're going to get more announcements, but what about the Clone Wars? Hopefully we're going to get another Clone Wars announcement before Mando starts again. Honestly, I don't know what you guys all think, but I still think that Clone Wars is a huge priority for Hottoys. I mean, you can just look at how the the Ahsoka's doing and the 501st and the Clone Wars Mall, I think that's a no-brainer for them, and they're already crossing those characters in already.
I think Hot Toys will start looking at more specialty troopers as well. Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like the scuba troopers. You know, and obviously that one would be more expensive because they need to come with their, you know, their little diving unit. But I totally could see something like that, almost like their space trooper, but you know, clone trooper with scuba tanks and their modified helmet.
Well, I mean, Don, how many
stormtroopers
stormtroopers do we have already? I mean, I think absolutely, right? I mean, and you have to wonder, like, how are they going to space these out? Like, I don't think we're just going to get like 2 a year. Do you?
Yeah,
like,
no, here's the thing, though. If you look at the pre-orders right now for Star Wars, we have literally almost 40 pre-orders right now on pre-order. They're not even released yet. It's pre-orders coming out next year. I don't think Hot Toys wants to flood the market just yet with more clone troopers. You know what I'm saying? I think maybe we'll see some reveals in cons. You know, the prototypes and stuff. But for actual pre-orders, I don't think we'll see anything till maybe at the end of the year, maybe summer, because they can't be. We literally got 40 of these things out here, and it's like Mando.
You're gonna have Bad Batch. You're gonna have Hunter and Echo, I think, or Hunter.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. As far as like normal clones, you know, the only difference is the color markings, you know, their unit designation and possibly their weapons. Like, you know, the guard comes with the electro staff. Hot Toys is gonna, if they're gonna, you know, do more stuff, they're gonna go for their unique variants. Mm-hmm. You know, where it doesn't matter if you already have, you know, 8 other clones on it. This one is so different, you need it, and that's why I think. Again, and they might go with, you know, the special variants that Sideshow never touched. You know, like Sideshow did the special, like they did the bomb trooper. You know, where it came with its own bomb kit and, you know, the bombs. So I definitely see Hot Toys going on unique armor variants, which again are still they're still clones. They're still wearing clone armor, but it's highly specialized stuff. Again, like the scuba troopers. I could see them doing the pilot as well because again they're clones. But they're different. They're different enough that they stand out, and they will potentially be fighting against again the normal Phase 2 clones with just different color markings and unit designations.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think that they absolutely will capitalize on those unique ones, and it's a good question you bring up, Nate, because you know, flooding the market. But, you know, even when you look at now at Sideshow and you look at a lot of the Star Wars Hot Toys that have gone on wait lists that have sold out and you compare it to Marvel now, it's kind of dwindling down. It's almost like we need more Star Wars out in there. And even if they, you know, if you look at some of these clone variants that they would come out with, if they only, let's say they only come out with 2 a year. So we're only going to get like 6 to 8 over the next 4 or 5 years. It's almost hard. I mean, when you look at it that way, for me anyway, I think it's hard. I think we got to get a little more than that, right? But
yeah, I mean, just the basics. I mean, even if they're not going to go hardcore like, you know, Sideshow did. They were making commanders and then they were making sub-variant troops. There are still certain, you know, commanders that need to be made again, like Commander Neo. He has again a unique armor, just like Cody and Rex have unique armor, you know. And then again, I think Frodo again is back on the table because again, the original anime style from 2003 that's technically been recanonized because it's coming back.
And if they brought out Frodo for Hot Toys, I take my money, bruh, take it.
Yeah, see, because I mean, if anything, I see them now, again, unique armor variants in the actual commanders. Because, again, they have their own unique armor. It's just not as extreme, you know, as the special ones. And I potentially, you know, you get your few troopers in the wild, but then you're going to want your commanders. You're going to want your special forces. Obviously, you know, are they going to make an arc? They're going to make arcs troopers. You know, they're going to make... You know, are they going to bring back Phase 1 troopers as well? You know, and they're going to, you know, do it with the the sergeant marking, the commander marking, where it has the different, that initial version. And then are they going to do a normal phase 1 clone trooper?
Well, at the end of the day, it's freaking, the sky's the limit when it comes to clone troopers. Okay,
exactly.
But I feel like they won't be filling the market with these troopers because at this point we got like 40 of these freaking figures out here. So I think they're probably gonna take their time with it. I wouldn't mind seeing like Gar Saxon, some of the bounty hunter Mandalorians, maybe artillery troopers, like some of the people are saying in the chat right now. Ventress, yes. So the thing is, I don't know how they're gonna take care of this, because one, they can
get back of sister and brother for the Inquisitors.
The Inquisitors. Oh, that's right. Yeah, there's so many ways they can do with it. The Hottoys can run
so many.
This medium, and I think as of right now, I want to take care of what we have so far on the pre-order list. Get that down, get those releases down before we jump onto another set of pre-orders. Because I know Hot Toys wants our money, but Hot Toys, you gotta understand, like, don't overwhelm us, because Star Wars is in that market where, other than Marvel, Star Wars can rival that with releases.
Well, I think we might get overwhelmed though with Marvel and Star Wars here. I think that and you have to realize too, there's been and it might not show right now, but there's been a little bit of a lag in movie releases because of COVID, and so now you got a lot of stuff that's coming out now, and it's available on HBO Max. We had the a couple of movies, Godzilla and King Kong we're going to talk about later. That was also in the theaters, but on HBO Max. So I would think, it's, business speaking, Hot Toys may be putting out a little bit more. Like, I think we were talking about it earlier in the program, and you brought up some villains, Don, for Marvel. I think we might be getting some figures where as collectors we may have to decide which ones are we going to get. And I think someone mentioned in the chat before, they asked me directly, hey, it looks like we know you focus on just Star Wars, so does that mean that you get every Star Wars release? And honestly, even though I just focus on Star Wars, I absolutely do not get every Star Wars release, because I would go broke. I couldn't afford it. I would get in debt. And I actually think that they are going to oversaturate to try and compensate for that box office gap that they've had, and try and really capitalize on the excitement of people during COVID. Hey, I really like the streaming stuff. I really like this. I like that. I like this. And we might get so much. And I've got to make a decision personally. Hey, I'm not going to get all these. I'm going to get this one, that one. I'm going to skip this one. I'm going to skip that one. I think we're all going to have to.
Yeah, eventually it's gonna be that point, because right now, look what we have in the market right now: Tank Trooper and a Transport Trooper. I think that was the wrong move for Hot Toys to drop a Transport Trooper and a Tank Trooper that close, because now you got collectors that are like, okay, I'd rather pre-order the Tank Trooper because that's your OG, that's the original. Then the Transport Trooper, you're like, what was the point with this one? And if it didn't come with the Bill Burr or the Pedro Pascal Hesco, there's no point to get the Transport Trooper. If you look at the Tank Trooper is the supreme daddy compared to those two. So
yeah,
you're probably gonna get two Tank Troopers versus the Transport Trooper. Now here's the thing, because we got more Tank Troopers pre-orders, that means the Transport Troopers are gonna go down in pre-orders. So that might be a more sought after figure at the long run. But honestly, there are figures out there with low pre-orders and aren't sought after, like the Batman Prestige. The Batman Prestige I have behind me, he sold out pretty quick because the pre-orders weren't there, and they cut the limit. When that finally came out, right, that thing was going for like $500 a piece on eBay, $700, and then after a year or so, the prices just went down back to near retail value. So there are figures out there that, okay, there'll be a low pre-order run, but you still can get it for retail price if you're patient enough.
Yeah. I mean, Yeah, I mean, right there with those tank troopers you're talking about. I mean, especially if people are budgeting.
Yeah, I'm passing on them. It's one of those things. Yeah, they're cool, but they really have no purpose in my display. And so
Yeah,
what's the point
no,
of
I
getting
hear
it?
you.
Other than I have it.
That's right, yeah, OG fan. Yeah. I did mention this before. They had the Transport Trooper. If you missed out on the Mud Trooper, you can just remove the Transport Trooper helmet and just add the head sculpt from your solo and just pop it in the pop it in the Transport Trooper. Because it's the same build. Mud Trooper is the same.
Yeah, it's the same
build as
chess
the
piece,
Transport,
which
yeah.
would also
Yeah.
indicate that potentially General Veers is in the works because that's the same thing he wore in ESB.
Yep. Oh, I absolutely believe that they're. It's funny you mentioned that, Don. I do think, especially with all these, how well the officers are doing, like Krennic and Tarkin. Now you got Moff Gideon up. I could certainly see them on some OT like Veers.
I wouldn't mind Veers, okay? You guys,
yeah.
everyone's saying Lobot. Release the Veers, baby.
How about Admiral Piet? I mean,
Piet, nah.
No, I mean, because part of the thing is, like Veers is in canon and in the EU. Vader is one of those rare officers, like up there with Palpatine, that Vader actually respects.
Oh yeah,
you're
like
right.
Militarily, personally, it's like there are only a few officers, and Veers is one of them that actually has Vader's legit respect.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's the one. Veers is one of the only officers, unless you literally betrayed the Empire, you get the chokehold free card. Like, you good, bro? Oh, you made a mistake? It's fine, man. I got you. We'll fix it up in the next mission. It's all good. This guy that messed up the Falcon chase. Oh, he's dead.
So listen, you have to wonder, why didn't Darth Vader choke out Piet at the end of The Empire Strikes Back? Come on.
Oh no, because Vader understood that it wasn't Piet's fault. Piet did everything he could. Everything possible. He followed everything in the book for Vader to have the Falcon not work. Just
exactly.
It was out of circumstance. R2 was aboard that Falcon, and he was able to fix the ship. Whether Vader knows that or not, he knows that it was out of Piet's hands at that point.
Well, and also, according to like the actual novelization and other canon stuff. I forget the admiral that Vader killed that was allowed Piet to advance. I forget what his name is, but Vader and Piet at that point were kind of working as a coup to get that guy bounced. They were looking for any reason, and so by him coming, screwing up the jump to Hoth, that was Vader's excuse to kill him. And so basically at that point, Vader knew everything that was precursor was that dude's plan that he put into place. And that's why they had to have the confab where the whole fleet is meeting, is to basically reorganize and reset the plan. Okay, yeah, Admiral Ozzel.
Yep.
Yeah, him and so Vader and Piet were actually working to get him out of command.
Yeah, I mean, interesting on the Veers though. I mean, I could see that with Yeah.
I wouldn't mind Veers. Like everyone's talking about Lobot. Release Lobot. Release my boy Veers. Okay. He won't get nothing. But I wouldn't mind. If they do a Veers, I wouldn't mind them re-releasing the Snowtroopers because the Snowtroopers were there with him. So.
Well, if they do that, I think they would actually do a version of their own AT-AT pilots to go with Veers.
Ooh, like a 3-pack.
Well, I don't know because here's the thing: if you actually watch ESB, in the two AT-ATs, you would see the pilots. They actually their helmets from the front are the same, but the backs are different. They have different markings and different colors. There's almost like a command crew with the one that Veers is with, and then there's just the standard pilots. So it's it's one of those things. Do they have like a deluxe version or a normal version that comes with both different helmets?
Let me ask this over to Moz, because Moz, he's just starting out getting Star Wars.
Getting Mandalorian.
Yeah, he's just Mandalorian. Moz is just Mandalorian. What would you want to see?
Maybe Clone Wars.
And Clone Wars. Okay, what do you want to see other than Clone Wars and Mandalorian? But I know you're just getting those two, right?
That's all I'm really buying right now. I mean, I went into Phantom Menace to get them all, but that's about it.
Do you have the solo mall as well?
Yeah, I got both.
Damn.
I wanted the head sculpts, man.
Me too.
And I figured at the price of the head sculpts, I can buy a whole another mall. I mean,
Really, that's right. Like it's wild. I've been seeing the head sculpts go for like nearly as much as the
it's like
retail version
150
of those
bucks a head
figures.
sculpt, and if you want both of them, it's $300. You throw in another 100, you get the mall, and I even get the speeders. I mean, yeah.
You can't go wrong with Maul. I think any release of that character is very, it's Maul.
And I didn't like Maul until I watched Clone Wars. You know, as I mentioned before. I mean, Clone Wars really fleshed him out as a character.
Oh, they did. They did. And that's why a lot of people, when I talk to them, and they're like, Maul, like that dude that died in the first Phantom Menace. Like, here's the thing, though. There are fans out there that do not watch any of
have them watch
shows.
Maul Hatred. Have you seen that video? The Maul Hatred?
Yeah, I've seen that one.
They need to watch that, because I think that's epic. That's just a perfect... It's the best one out of the ones I saw that person did. So
now here's the thing: I've been asked plenty of times, getting this Darth Maul versus getting the DX versions. Is this the way? Is this the way? Is this a proper?
I'm getting that one too.
Yeah. Now I've gotten all the Mauls. Well, I have the solo Maul on order, and then I have this one also on order.
I got a 17, 18, and I'm ordering him.
Yeah, so I'll have the evolutions of the Mauls. I'll have all the evolutions. But if I had to pick one, if you got to go with one Maul right now, and you don't want to spend the resale price, go with the Clone Wars Maul, because he
comes to that prison, man. He comes to the Beskar prison. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And he can fit in it. It's not just like a prop.
Now, let me ask you a question, though. You think we potentially not only see Maul in the Kenobi series, do you think we potentially see a different version of Kenobi killing Maul, considering the timelines potentially line up? Because, in Rebels, Luke's, only 10? 8? Either 8 or 10?
Luke is like 10. 10 or 8.
Okay, yeah, so, I mean, potentially the time frame could link up.
What I can see happen is they do like a time sequence, kind of like what they did with The Witcher.
Yeah, time shift.
Time shift. They do
like
do
3 years later.
Yeah, they do the early events of Kenobi, showing how he's progressing. Then we show some of the Vader stuff, and then for the final arc, we'll see a fight. We'll see the live action fight between Maul and Kenobi. I can see that.
Okay, cool. Because I mean, I definitely see Filoni not only allowing that but encouraging that, because he probably wants to see what he envisions in live action, rather than just limiting it to a cartoon.
I like to take his shirt off and do him topless too, and with all the tats showing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks cool.
I just wish he was seamless, but I know it's a better body to not be seamless.
Yeah. I said the same thing about Ahsoka. I was not a big fan of the seamless body, but it does look does look better in the long run. But postability wise, you might have to get 2 Ahsokas, because that body thing gonna last. But here, I don't mind, being the seams with Maul, because Maul is one of those figures where you're just gonna pose up considerably because of the character, of his moves. But
I'm gonna make him the attachment to the lightsaber too, and give him the solo lightsaber. I think, and make my own Rebels Maul.
But Aries, what were you trying to say?
No, I was going to say first that this is absolutely not the last Maul we're going to get with all the upcoming content, and then also, you got Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau doing this, so this is Star Wars, and although we really haven't had it, well, we've kind of had it before, but to me, one of the big questions is, Luke said he's going to devote his life to Grogu. Well, I didn't see Grogu in the sequels, and I don't think that how popular that character is, that they're just going to leave it to where Kylo Ren killed Grogu, by the way, everybody's new favorite character, deal with it. So I absolutely think, just like they do in DC, just like they do in Marvel, and you got a space odyssey here, you got to get a whole space saga. Is it possible that we can get some time travel and maybe some where they can alter have some different timelines. I mean, it is science fiction. I think
there
it
is the veil.
Yeah, you get the veil.
Yeah,
and then
you had that. Yeah.
Well, and then there's also the potential for Maul if you Dathomir, Night Sister magic, resurrect him 30, 40 years later.
Well, the Night Sisters are dead.
Absolutely. Wasn't even thinking. You absolutely can do that.
Well, the Night Sisters are dead, but there are survivors. There are survivors. If you play the games, there are a few survivors out there at the moment. Hell, even the woman that they fought, that was under Admiral Thrawn's loyalty and command, the one in that Ahsoka fought in Mandalorian, she is a Dathomir sister.
Interesting.
So they are out there. They're still out there. So just they're kind of like the Jedis. They're like
I mean, we've already had other Darth Maul species in the Mandalorian too. Remember, the first season, the first episode of season 2.
Episode.
Mando takes his vibroblade and just throws it into his heart.
And who knows? I mean, Savage might not. He might only have just one sibling. Maybe he has a. And I think they're going to come out with probably a Savage Opress. In Clone Wars line. I mean, I don't think they have to be married to just one season of Clone Wars.
They do more direct family, or they're going to do tribal affiliation.
I want the Spider Maul. That's the Maul I want.
get out of here with that. I think they might retcon the Disney trilogy. I don't think anytime soon. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. As much as I want that to happen, it's not going to happen.
They're going to tie it in somehow. I don't know how, but
yeah, I potentially see certain things being retconned, but the way it's all leading up, I mean, if they're going to do anything, they potentially need to make these series and get to a point where it's how can they even do it? And it's a Ahsoka series, and then it ties in with Ezra because those two are the only known ones right now that have not only been to the Veil but have come back, because the only other one is Kanan and he's dead.
Yeah, that's the thing though. We keep bringing up Rebels and Clone Wars characters. This is getting outrageous. Okay, I'm just saying that. I'm just hoping that we take care of what we have so far, and then Hottoys will bring out the storm, because prepare for the storm. It's coming. It's coming. The Star Wars storm is coming.
See, I totally could see Chopper coming out potentially, because he was in Rogue One. And then just write another story, and again, it's one of those things. It's an R2 base, and you just need to make a new head dome for him, and make a thruster bottom accessory, and give him a mini dynamic stand with a new attachment point. There you go, and that would be an easy sell.
And he's got to come with an extra leg.
Combat Evolve. I'm not hating on the Clone Wars. I am on board with the Clone Wars. I have 6 freaking 501st figures on order right now, because that is the team to go with, okay? I got 6 pre-orders on those. I'm just saying that be prepared, because I'm warning people. Like, the storm is coming, man. Clone Wars, Bad Batch. The sky is the limit with these Star Wars figures. You think Marvel? You think the Marvel MCU figures were a problem? The Iron Man figures were a problem? Wait till you get different factions of stormtroopers.
Yeah, and here's the thing: there are still other figures that we could potentially see down the line that we've already seen in the Mandalorian, especially from Ahsoka. Remember the droids we saw when Mando and Ahsoka fought up? Those are from Thrawn's 7th Fleet. So again, we might get those figures a couple of years from the Ahsoka line along with Thrawn.
Right.
So again, we might have already been given previews of stuff that'll be in other series that we won't even know about until we see again. So, like Nate's saying, anything you see on screen, especially anything interesting, is a potential figure with Star Wars.
So, and here's something that's interesting that ties into that, what you just said, and also about your chopper idea, Don. Now, I know a lot of people are hyped up about, including me, the potential of a Mando Luke with an R2 2-pack, and that is how I think they're probably going to do it. But you have to, you know, Hot Toys can get a big crash gab here if they're like, look, everyone's going to buy the Luke because they want the Luke. So what if they just gave us Luke like the way they gave us, are giving us Bo-Katan or Lando, and they go, here you go. Here's your season 2 Mandalorian Luke. And then they give you a 2-pack, but they give you, to Nate's point, everything that they're showing on the screen, and R5D4, R2D2 droid 2-pack. They've already done that. Mm-hmm. And then everyone was like, well, where's the Grogu? They're going to put the Grogu in the season 2 Mando that they mysteriously removed the speeder bike from its secret base, and then also give you the Pedro Pascal head sculpt, because if you have a Luke head sculpt and you have that, you know, Bo-Katan head sculpt, and then when you want to set up a whole finale in your display, you got to have Din Djarin with the head sculpt. And exactly. So now you got to get 3 figures, because now everyone's going to want the 2-pack because they need the R2. Everyone's going to want Grogu and Din Djarin with the Pedro Pascal head sculpt, and you're going to buy the Luke.
Yeah, and then that's funny because, you know, somebody like So Toys or, you know, Buy Art or whatever, they're going to come out with their own Cara Dune, and that figure would actually sell out faster than Mando Luke.
And
I mean, I'm not joking when I say that.
I'll put a pre-order on her immediately. I'll put a pre-order on her immediately. Shoot, I need her for at least season 1 display. I just need her for a season 1 display at least.
I mean, yeah.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I actually looked to see if they've ever made, you know, since she was an MMA fighter, because they have made 1/6 scale fighters, to see if they've ever done a figure before. Because I just would grab the head sculpt, you know, and then work from there.
I know that they've made smaller figures of Gina Carano in her MMA days, but not one. I don't know about the 1/6, but yeah, I mean,
yeah, not in that scale, not the correct scale.
You would wonder if they could even make. I don't think Disney would allow Hot Toys to make that character just for the sake of the character in season 1 and 2.
No, because here's the thing with Disney, and this is because Disney and Hasbro, because I'm a Hasbro stockholder. So with Hasbro, there are 2 basic brands. They have their internal brands, which is Transformers, G.I. Joe, their own internal IP, and anything they have specific contracts for. Specifically, a lot of stuff in Japan with Takara. Then they also have what are called partnership brands, which is Star Wars and Marvel through Disney. Disney is the one that calls the shots. Disney is the one that told Hasbro they have to pull the next run of Cara Dune. Because that Cara Dune is at one of the highest selling Black Series figures ever.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like, no, you can't make a season 2 version. Because the season 1 version right now is going for $300, $350 as a Black Series 6-inch figure.
Did it go up there? Last time I looked, it was pushing 200, but it's up. I'm not surprised.
It's one of those things, like, supply is so limited.
Wow. I've seen it go for like 1,200 at one point. I'm like, get out of here! No, get out of here with this. 1,200 for Cara Dune. Dude, what? I'm like, damn, that's messed up. But okay, we'll run it. Damn, 1,200. I seen it go up there. I'm like, damn.
Well, Sideshow's still doing that premium format, Cara Dune, right, or something like that. I think.
Well, as of now, they haven't been. From what I've heard, and again, this is just rumor and conjecture, someone called about the status of their order to see if it was going to go through, because they, you know, did their pre-order, put their money down. And what they were told was, you know, Sideshow hasn't been told it's canceled as of whenever they call. So they haven't officially been told they can continue with it. They just haven't been officially told to stop.
Oh, wow.
What's the let me see. What is the range? Height 19 inches. She wouldn't work, right? She wouldn't work with your. Yeah,
that's almost quarter scale.
Yeah,
but she's on her base too.
Damn, that hurts.
No, that would work with the quarter scale Mando though. Absolutely.
Yes, that would.
Actually, that's right. Oh, you got me there, Don. You got me there. You got me working
for that.
Working the
ideas. You get the Grogu with that too.
Well, if you also get the deluxe quarter scale, you get the E-Web cannon, so you literally can do the end of season 1 at the firefight. So
I might actually pre-order it just because I do, like I said, I am working on getting the quarter scale Mando. Ooh.
Yeah, I
Wait,
mean,
can
that
you
would
switch
go
out
great
guns
with it
here?
if you're getting
Can you
that.
switch out guns here? No, it's just a statue, right? I thought you can switch out guns.
I mean, if I was getting the quarter scale Mando, I would probably absolutely scoop this.
And we
But I'm
probably
not.
just increased the scale, the sales of both quarter scale figures by like 10%. You know, because everyone's gonna be like, that's the only way I can do it. I can get both of them, you know, with Grogu in the same, you know, scale.
Nah, but yeah, I wouldn't mind picking this up. If I'm getting the quarter scale Mando, I'd probably pick this up because this will work perfectly with a quarter scale Mando.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. Nah, I didn't even think about that. But all right, guys, time to move on. I think we talked a fair bit on Star Wars figures. I think we should go on and just talk about what we've witnessed this past weekend. Actually, this past week, the fight of the century.
Oh, yeah.
Godzilla versus the King of Skull Island, Kong.
Well, technically, isn't Kong now the king of all skulls? Wink, wink.
Well, at this moment, he's the king of the Hollow Earth. At this point,
So, is this a spoiler conversation or not?
yes,
I just want to clarify.
we're
Okay.
opening it up to spoilers. We're opening it up to the spoiler talk review of Godzilla vs Kong. So everybody, you are. This is our little segment we're gonna get into with spoiler talks. Just letting y'all know. But all
I mean,
right.
I was blown away by this movie to just start it off. I was not expecting for it to be as riveting as it was, and to me, it kind of had a I don't know, for lack of it almost had like an Independence Day 1 type of feel to it as it continued to go on. It had that type of drama to it, and what a great job they did in just with Kong again in general, and leading up to moving him off the island and then shipping him, having him on the boat, and then having the whole sequence in the water there, and then opening it up to the whole Middle Earth, core Earth type of deal over there. And I was just I know there's a lot to talk about as far as the fight and the special effects and how good that whole thing was, but I thought the story in itself, I was captured from beginning to end. So I was just very happy with the movie, honestly. I loved it, story wise.
Yeah, I mean, when you basically think about it, the story is so simple, but yet it works. Yeah. Why is Godzilla attacking these places? Oh, well, because you have a company that bought the head of King Ghidorah from the end of King of Monsters, and they've hijacked it and trying to use it as basically a giant server to control your new RC robot. I mean, it's that simple, but because of the previous established history, and because you know who King Ghidorah is, as soon as you see that skull, you're like, oh, shit. That's, it's one of those things that's like, it's so simple, but yet it's so smart, and it adds another element, another level to like, okay, so, yeah, and it's and like you were saying, though, it was shot so well, though. Like the perspective, especially like when you see the whole fleet where it's not just one aircraft carrier that they're jumping on. There's another aircraft carrier, so it's basically a super fleet. And when they were getting closer to the fighting, you could actually see the frame rate went slower. And that helps to sell it, because when you're seeing two giant beasts fighting on an aircraft carrier, it's visually going to look slower to you because they're larger and it takes longer than to complete their action.
Right.
Oh, and hold on with Lane. And I think a lot of the other Titans are dead.
Oh no. They are not dead. Remember
like
at
yeah.
Oh yeah. What happened was at the end of Godzilla King of the Monsters, Godzilla ordered his Titans to go to bed, pretty much. Fix up the planet, whatever, and then go to bed. As far as the setup, what I think it's talking about that Godzilla had fought each and every one for the dominance of Titan, of king of the monsters. But the thing is, Godzilla doesn't fully kill his I guess his followers. If you bow to me, then we cool. Like he didn't go off and kill Rodan when he bowed to him. Like, oh, okay, so you're back to my side now. Okay, we good.
Okay, yeah, because when they were in Boston, you see all the other Titans that were called by Ghidorah, and then all the ones they're all okay. Because the only reason I thought that because they had like the March Madness, they had the brackets, and you just see Godzilla X. Again, this Titan, and then XXX. And so I assumed the X, where it said defeated, that they were dead. And then,
they were defeated as in defeated for the fight for King of the Monsters.
Oh,
defeated
okay.
For the title as King of the Monsters. And that's what a lot of people thought. A lot of people were like, oh my god, Godzilla killed his own monsters. Now, I was hoping, like, if they were going to do that, where the monsters were killed off or can't be found, I was thinking that they were probably going to go with the whole Mechagodzilla route, where in the original Mechagodzilla, Mechagodzilla took the form or illusion of Godzilla and started destroying Godzilla's reputation. Because everybody was like, wait, why is Godzilla attacking his friends or attacking the people? Because that wasn't Godzilla, that was Mechagodzilla. He was going around just murking people, murking. And then Godzilla finally pops up, okay, what the hell's going on? And then we realized, oh crap, it was a robot Godzilla doing the whole mess. And I thought that was going to happen. I was feeling that I would have preferred that, like the mystery of what was going on in the movie. And that was the one thing I was sort of disappointed. But I know the movie was more Kong and Godzilla, which makes sense. But in the original Mechagodzilla movie, Mechagodzilla was going around wrecking places, wrecking Godzilla's reputation, wrecking his name, and everyone thought it was Godzilla, And I think I would have preferred that. Now here's the thing though, Legendary didn't know what they were gonna do with the Monsterverse after this, because at this point they haven't even renewed the contract yet, right? So the way I would have had it, if they were still going to renew the contract, I would have had to where Godzilla and Kong had their fight throughout the entire movie, and then we reveal that Mechagodzilla was the other Godzilla roaming around. Like Mechagodzilla was already built up; he was taking out names left and right. And then we had the fight between Godzilla, Kong, and Mecha. And then Mechagodzilla kills Godzilla and wounds Kong, which leads into part 2, where Kong becomes the new King of the Monsters. And everyone's like, what happened to Godzilla? What happened? Like, is he still alive? Is he coming back? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then Godzilla comes back with a brand new superpower coming in to help the fight against Mechagodzilla. And that's what happened in the original Mechagodzilla. Yep. It's when Godzilla, he got killed, and everyone's like, oh crap, he died in the first 10 minutes. And then we just got humans and fighting against Mechagodzilla. And then at the end, Godzilla pops up like, okay, I'm back, baby. I went into a Rocky training pose moment. I montage. I'm good now. Come on, Mecha. Round 2.
Yep. I mean, there's... it's one of those things of, I mean, the movie's done super well at the box office for what if theaters it's in. It's doing really well on HBO Max. So it's one of those things. This is one of those franchises. If you want to make money, you make another movie. It doesn't have to be a masterpiece, because most people going in know what it is. It's, lizard versus monkey fighting giant robot. And you know what? Don't try to oversell what it is. Just have fun with it. Don't take yourself too serious in some senses. And people will flock to it as if it's like as good as this one or close to it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this movie, I absolutely see them capitalizing with the way that it's going and making a part 2 of this. And honestly, even the way that they did, just talking about the fights, the way that they set this up, okay, you're going to have the fight. Who's going to, win round 1, round 2, round 3. They set it up in the beginning, as the credits in the beginning were rolling. The monsters that Kong defeated, the monsters that Godzilla defeated, and then it was just Kong and Godzilla left. And the way that they did that, I kind of thought, honestly, that was the way it was going to go because, there's one king of the monsters. But, round one goes to Godzilla, and then, they give round two to Kong. And then, conveniently, which, and I'm a fight guy, it was interesting to watch Kong just hanging out there at the end of round two. It's like, okay, go ahead now. You can finish your opponent. You can choke him out. You can pound him out. It's over, baby. But, they let that hang. And then, of course, Godzilla messes him up. Round three, Godzilla wins the fight. But then they let Kong get the ending part where he's holding the head of the Mecha Warrior. Like, okay, I'm King Kong. So I thought all in all, they made every Kong fans happy. And they made Godzilla fans happy.
Yeah. It was more of a homage to the original King of the Monsters, not King Kong versus Godzilla, which makes sense. It was Godzilla versus King Kong, and it paid homage to more of the original. Which, if you look at the original, it does go beat by bit from what the original was, in a way with the fights and all that. And then the Mega Godzilla bit was just a little a little dash of salt.
Yes.
To add to the mix, which is fine, and it still opens up to the idea that Mega Godzilla / Ghidorah can still come back later. The skull's still there. All you need is some radiation or something, because at some point, if someone doesn't watch that skull, that thing's gonna become like ridiculous. I forgot the monster's name. It's a funny name of ridiculous. Reptilicus. There we go. Reptilicus. It was an old monster movie back in the days in kaijus and stuff like that. Reptilicus. Yeah, that was kind of like the same power that Ghidorah has. It has this overwhelming heal health regeneration, kind of like Wolverine. It just kept coming back.
Yeah, but you also got to remember, there's still 2 other skulls in government control. Because that skull was just the one that was captured and sold. There's still 2 other skulls that are supposedly undamaged.
That is true. That is, it's probably still out there unless Godzilla ate them all or something. But Maz, I know you have your your negatives about the MonsterVerse because it's inconsistent, which is true. It is. So far, if you looked at all 4 movies, it does not make sense technology-wise. But how do you feel about Godzilla vs. Kong?
I think the movie was kind of messy.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's fun if you just want to have popcorn or all, but I mean, I didn't like that they had 2 competing. You had one group doing one thing, one group doing the other, and it wasn't tied together well. In my opinion,
that is true.
It just seemed kind of off kilter, and that's what I meant by messy. But other than that, it's good popcorn food.
Yeah, I think the reason why there was two conflicting groups of humans.
So Millie Bobby Brown can get her screen time.
Yeah, I think the reason why is because unfortunately a lot of people did not like King of the Monsters. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that did not like the story, didn't like the humans, didn't like the monsters couldn't be seen. And I think unfortunately, Legendary fell in that realm with their media, where you do not have to listen to the fans on their every whim.
I've had a problem with all 4 movies, really. I mean, they've all had their issues, and I like to think I'm not a huge snob, but I'm not saying they're bad. There's not a lot to them. They're like carbs.
But
they taste good going down, but they're not really filling you up.
I preferred. Actually, if I had to choose between all the 4 movies, I love King of the Monsters. The reason why I love King of the Monsters, because that one really had me going, had me in tears, because my boy Godzilla actually became the hero. Because I was a kid, everyone had their Superman, had their Batman. My hero was Godzilla, okay? Yep. That was my hero when I was growing up. Everyone had their like I said, they had their basketball players, football players. They had their comic book heroes and stuff like that. My boy was Godzilla. You know.
Yeah, your boy destroyed Fenway Park. No, the funny thing is, if that movie was real, I'd be dead.
Yeah, if you didn't get out the city, you're dead.
No, but I'm glad you all got a good movie. You guys like to watch it and everything. It just, and I watched it. Day one. It's just, it left me, craving something else, just something more.
Yeah. So Aries, how you feel about that? Since you really liked, Godzilla vs Kong, how you feel about Moz's?
Why do you put us against each other, man?
Hey! These are the conversations, and this is the debates. Okay, let's get it on.
So, in all honesty, I know exactly where Moz is coming from, and for me, I guess, I went to see this movie with my family, and then another family, friends of my family. My kids, their kids wanted to go ahead and see it as well. And I was going into this movie actually expecting it to be, disjointed or this or I kind of was going into it not expecting a whole lot. And I think what blew me away is I was very surprised at just how action-packed it was and how they kept me interested from beginning to end. There were some points like, with that other group, with I guess that scientist's daughter, and she's there with those couple of other guys, and they're going to wherever it was there, to Asia and whatnot, and they're on that mission. So yeah, some of that was interesting. I was wondering how they were going to tie it all in. But for me, I wasn't, I wasn't really expecting a whole lot. And I did, to be honest with you, Moz. I was just looking for a good popcorn time, have some peanut M&Ms.
And delivered there.
Yeah. And I think that's where it delivered for me. So, yeah.
And I'll just say the funny thing is, and like you just actually passed by it, when they're doing through the opening scene where they talked about a thing called Operation High Jump, that's actually was a real, that's, technically, one of the rumors is unclassified documents is basically the Allies, it was the last mission of World War II to, rout out any remaining Nazis that were, still holding out, or they did have a base in Antarctica. But the weird thing is there was an actual colonel called, Admiral Byrd. He wrote, and it's in an actual U.S. military record to this day, he wrote that he went into Hollow Earth in a military airplane. I don't know if he was on, whatever, if he was drunk or whatever, but it's one of those things, it's kind of known in the military, it's one of those lore things, and they actually used some of, real world stuff to try and sell this stuff to, like the Hollow Earth.
That caught my attention, Dodd, big time. I know exactly what you're referring to there. And
Yep.
That was another thing that really was very interesting to me within the movie. I wanted to know how far they were going to go into that for sure. Yeah,
I mean, they're using it's almost like cryptozoology with certain animals, that weird study. There are, legitimate scientists who believe, not necessarily Hollow Earth exists, but the potential for a sub ecosystem. Like there might be a sub ocean.
Journey to the center of the Earth.
Like that. It's not like
the original.
Yeah, it's not a whole ecosystem like that, but there is an additional biome or additional life living down there, but not like with a sun or anything like that.
It was funny. The one thing I will say though that blew me away was the fact that Godzilla was just he was just smiling throughout the entire fight.
Yes.
Because he was like, "Oh, okay, you want to fight?"
Smile.
Yes, I'm like,
it was like a boxer when you're like, it was like almost like Muhammad Ali. You know, after he's rope a dope and you're done, and he's like, "Game on." It's like,
game on.
You effed up, Aaron. You effed up.
Yes, Kong was like, if you compare this to Dragon Ball Z, Kong was Goku, and Godzilla was Vegeta for the very first fight between them. And Godzilla was just, I feel like Godzilla haven't had a real fight like that in a minute, where he can just let go like that without actually killing. Actually, gonna have to kill somebody with it. I think that's one of the reasons why Godzilla enjoyed the fight a lot more. Like, okay, this is just, I haven't fought like this in years, man. Because it looks like Godzilla, he did fight in the war that happened between Godzilla's race and Kong's race in the Hollow Earth. It looks like he did, because you can tell Godzilla was fighting Kong like he knew his weaknesses. Like, okay, oh, you trying to do that? Nah, I'm blasting my freaking fire on you because I don't want you to snap my freaking face. Cause I know what you're trying to do. And, you know, Godzilla was finding his way through the fight, and you could tell Kong was still learning, because Kong, he was not born during those years, you know, during the war. He was born way after their races went extinct. So yeah, Godzilla looks like he did fight in the wars, and he knew how to take care of Kong as far as, like, you know, fighting in case of fighting each other.
Well, did you also see when Kong was in Hollow Earth, there was a baby Godzilla species there too?
There was?
Yep. I mean, it looked like, you know, it had the form, you know, it looked like it potentially was like a baby larval form of a Godzilla species.
Oh, you're talking about the ones that were walking around and it just ate that rock? Bug?
No. When he's in Hollow Earth, when, you know, they start to do like the expanding, and then you see like the crab things, come up. There was another, you know, it looked like the lizard because it had like the spike things.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
I think that's supposed to be like a baby Godzilla, or like, you know, a larvae that's changing. So they showed another Godzilla on camera, because there was supposed to be, because what was it? When they found the first Muto in that giant skeleton, that was supposed to be the skeleton of another Godzilla species. So technically, we've now seen the third Godzilla species on film.
Now, yeah, I could see that maybe it was a variation of Godzilla's, because I think there was a storyline, not in the MonsterVerse, but another storyline where Godzilla became Godzilla Earth, where all the species that came out from Godzilla during that time, a million years, was a descendant of Godzilla. So I could see like different variations of Godzillas out there, or reptiles that are similar to him. Kind of like, you know, what you see with monster lizards. There's different variations of monster lizards out there. Like, you got the Asian monster lizard, you got the Komodo dragons, you got so many.
Yeah, basically, yeah, you're talking science now. Luca, the last universal common ancestor to a specific genotype.
Yeah. So Godzilla could be that part of that, you know, missing link for everybody, or Godzilla species could be part of that missing link for everybody that's on the Hollow Earth.
So you guys will appreciate this. So I'm with this group of people, and, you know, a lot of fun after the movie. So, you know, the way that movie ended, someone brought up, hey, what if Disney bought this franchise? And then wouldn't it be great now? There goes Godzilla back into the ocean where he always goes. Kong is going to go in his lair. And now in the next Avengers, bring him into the Marvelverse. And now you have Godzilla and you have Kong and all those monsters. Who
Get out of here.
Come on, I'm going to be honest with you. As soon as you said Disney buying Kong and Godzilla, you know what? The first thing that went to my head, you remember Rugrats on Nickelodeon? They had the cartoon, like their version of Godzilla. That's the first thing I thought of. That's Disney Godzilla. You know, the Rugrats thing, yeah.
Hey, they're buying quite a bit.
Well, the thing is, I don't see them buying Godzilla. I see them possibly buying the contracts to bring Godzilla into the Marvelverse.
Can't. The
or because the thing is, Toho has exclusive contracts with Legendary at the moment for Godzilla to be a part of that, but part of those films. And that's the thing that we're not sure if Legendary is going to continue that contract.
Yeah,
there's no word yet.
But Universal is still a major decider. Like, Legendary might be the distributor, but Universal can then turn around and say, hey, Toho, we'll handle this ourselves, but we'll give you more creative control. Because Universal is also a big stakeholder. Like Legendary, again, depending on, certain movies, yeah, they may put up a certain amount of money, but they still have distribution deals, and that's why, ultimately Kong was released in the theater, because they would have they had the legal rights to sue HBO for not releasing it. But again, with the contract ending, Universal now comes into play as well, because you got to remember also there's the Universal's Monster vs. Kong ride as well.
Mm-hmm. I will say this though, like a lot of people got their eyes opened to Godzilla during this, pandemic situation we're in, and theaters are opening up again. And Godzilla did pretty well in the theaters, pandemic wise. It's doing pretty well in the theaters. It's doing pretty well overseas. A lot of people loved the Godzilla versus Kong overseas, and I'm hoping that Warner Bros. / Legendary they open the floodgates for different shows to come out for HBO Max. That they I could see what I can see them doing. What is what I would want them to do. I want the HBO Max series to focus more on the human stories and the kaijus, right? And then the movies we will have the human story, human arcs into it, but a lot more monster action in the movies. So you get both ways. Okay, so we get the human arcs told in the shows, and then the movies, it's pretty much the humans following these monsters as far as like fights are concerned.
Yeah, you could do one show just on how they got that dome in Skull Island. Like, what the hell? Kong takes it out. He's going to be like, yeah, I'm just going to go javelin. And then you see that, and it's like, wait, is this the Hunger Games Part 2?
How did they do that? That was the exact question I was asking myself.
Well, they borrowed the one from the Truman Show, probably.
The Truman Show. Oh my god, dude. There was a lot of wild things, especially since Godzilla, like we already know what's like. Godzilla's literally on that Dragon Ball Z level where he can control how powerful his blasts are, because he just shot a freaking blast towards the center of the earth. I was like, bruh, no way. No, this monster did not blow a freaking atomic blast straight down to halfway into the earth. Get out of here. That's wild. Even though I loved it, I'm like, yes, give me more powerful Godzilla. Yes.
Well, at that point, it's like Godzilla himself is now plot armor.
Yes, Godzilla himself is that plot armor. Hell, in Godzilla Final Wars from Toho, Godzilla took out a freaking asteroid coming straight at him from space. So at that point, now Godzilla is powerful enough to take out asteroids. If he could burrow down to the center of the earth as far as atomic blasts are concerned, he can take out. He could literally take out the moon if he wanted to. At this point, Godzilla could literally take out the moon. Like, that moon is looking at me funny. Want to fight? Boom.
What'd you guys think of? I haven't seen him in a while, and if he was in one of the last shows, I guess I just didn't remember. But I used to watch True Blood, and I noticed that one guy in there, the blonde guy.
I know exactly. He was in he was in Generation Kill. He plays Iceman.
I like him. How do you guys think he did in the movie? It was good to see.
I'll be honest with you. From what I've seen, I saw him again in Generation Kill, which is the Iraq invasion in 2003 with a Marine recon unit. So it was weird because I'm used to him saying saying military things or swearing every other word or being just being a smart ass, and then kind of see him. It's almost like they didn't know how to play him. Is he a nerd? Is he an action hero? It's like, okay, what is it? Like, especially when he meets the Apex leader guy, he's like, is he a hermit? And then, later on, is he a pilot? How the hell can he pilot the heavy? You know, they nothing like that other than your brother got crushed.
Yeah, they didn't really get into that at all, and that just goes again to like, all right, so yeah, the concept. I'm all about the kaiju stuff. I mean, Brody called me out on this. You know, I should expect, you know, the movie to be just that because it's kaiju, but why should I expect the movie to be just that? I mean, let's make it a bit more coherent. Why not, you know, you know, I can't even think of the term right now, but beat out my expectations and make an even more solid movie than just a kaiju fight. Because I'm all about the kaiju fight, but you know, they just really lacked a little bit on some of that other development that could have really made the movie so much more. So, and that's where I get frustrated watching these kind of movies.
From what I was heard, there was a lot they took out as far as character development.
Oh, so we're going to expect a Snyder cut?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they will. I don't think we will get
It'll be a 4.3
Angmar cut or whatever the name of the director is. I forgot his name.
The Angry Monkey cut.
Angry Monkey cut. There was the thing is, like I said, I think Legendary / Warner Bros. Needs to learn how to get things, pick and choose what you want to take from the fans, because after they heard that nobody wanted to see human characters in King of the Monsters, after they came out with that, they were like, okay, so let's cut down everything. Because the thing is, while the King of the Monsters was coming out, Godzilla vs. Kong was wrapping up, and they had a lot of stuff they took out from the movie. Because they pretty much was wrapping up Godzilla vs. Kong when they released King of the Monsters. Godzilla vs. Kong was supposed to come out in 2020, but they pushed back to a year because of what happened with the pandemic. So they did take out a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there was going to be from the Emma, the woman who had the Echo, whatever it was called, that was killed in Boston. You know, Bobby Lily Brown's mom in the movie. There was a lot more, like the dad. He was supposed to be in a hell of a lot, and he was in it for like 38 seconds.
Hell, the new guy, the True Blood, got more of a story than damn
Alexander Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alexander Skarsgård, yeah.
Yeah.
How long was the movie?
An hour and 58.
Yeah, almost like literally
I felt like
almost
it was
2
2
hours.
hours. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then
it was
there
one
was
of those
characters.
movies you weren't watching the clock.
The bad guys. They were just bad guys. We didn't even get a story arc. Hell, the one of the bad guys was the son of Serizawa from the last movie, and that's why I think they're probably gonna retcon that and make it to where he was just some guy with the same last name, because there was no story for him. So why are we gonna bring anything else back with that family if you don't even emphasize on the name?
Yeah, even the tech guy, that broke in. He had to have more of a story, Again, it's like, how the heck is he accessing all that crap,
He reminded me of the hacker in the first Michael Bay Transformers
That's
movie.
what everybody's saying, the hacker from Transformers.
I mean, that's how developed that character felt to me, and that, of course, was underdeveloped other than just whining the whole time during, the whole movie. That was all he did. And yet, he was the character I wanted to know more about.
Yeah, he was like the most believable. He was almost like us. He's like, oh, the kaiju does this, and I can link it to that, and I can do this, and I can do that. It was like, he was almost like, oh, if I link this and I link that, and I bring everything together. But then it was also weird. It's like, Fire Fist is also in this now.
I don't even know who that is.
Deadpool 2, Fire Fist, the kid.
The kid.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's in it, and I'm like, okay, didn't see that one coming. It just took me a second to realize it was him.
Either way, I think we all can agree that the Godzilla and Kong story was a lot more fleshed out better. Well, it was more of Kong 2, a Kong sequel versus Godzilla, because Godzilla, he was just being a angry-ass titan, running, swimming around the planet, picking a fight. Like,
Well, I mean, essentially, they said that Zilla hadn't been seen in 3 years.
3 years.
So,
yes.
so essentially, nothing had happened in the movie universe till from the end of King of Monsters till what we see, and the only reason Zilla was coming out is because Apex was screwing with the skull, and Godzilla was basically sensing, the remaining essence of Ghidorah. So,
in my opinion, the best one out of the three, if you don't count Skull Island, because it's I feel like that was just kind of shoehorned in, would be the first one. But my biggest problem with the first one, whichever one, I think it's just Godzilla. That's how much I know. My biggest problem with that was Elizabeth Olsen's character. The fact that she left her kids. She just shipped them off with some whoever during a huge thing. And
if that's the biggest problem with that's your biggest problem with that movie.
That is my biggest problem with the movie.
Like the fact that they're dragging
would do that. Just be like, go over there while I look for your dad.
Okay, no, that's the biggest problem you have with the movie. The fact that they're dragging out nuclear weapons that probably have a blast yield of 200 kilotons. 15, 20 miles from San Francisco. It doesn't matter. That whole area is inhabitable for 1,000 years. And you're going to feed that, use that as bait?
No.
The most unrealistic thing that my suspension of disbelief couldn't get past.
No, what's my problem? How the hell is Legendary making you believe that the radiation coming off the monsters is natural? And it actually has healing purposes for the planet. I'm like, wait, what? What?
And Mighty also got my second point. Bryan Cranston died way too early.
True. But also at the same point, it kind of sells the importance of the situation by having a character of his level die that early. It does. Or, the potential purpose is to emphasize the importance of it. But then again, another thing. And then, just forget it. Yeah, it's just, there's a lot of issues with that movie.
That just my God. Everybody's remembering that Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch were in that movie.
That must be weird. In the same year, you go from brother and sister to husband and wife.
Yeah.
Hey, it happened to comics. Because,
or in the South.
Oh, get out of here. Oh, man. He's bringing up stuff. I've been hearing stories. It's crazy. But either way, I'm interested in seeing if Legendary's going to continue this. I'm just hoping that Legendary, if they do continue this, just take your time with what's happening with the fans and what you want to get your story out, because King of Monsters, Godzilla vs. Kong did suffer from that. Unfortunately, you can tell they took out a lot of stuff, especially the human stories, because people were complaining the human stories, the human stories were garbage in King of the Monsters. I was fine with the human stories. I was fine. That's another thing. Like if you watch the original Godzilla movies, the human stories were funny. They were not to par with the actual Godzilla. Say they were corny. The stories were corny. There were some gems out there, like Godzilla vs. Biollante. If you guys ever want to check out some of the original Godzilla movies, I recommend Godzilla vs. Biollante. That is the best story from the classics. It's Godzilla vs. Biollante. Great story, great character development, and great monster fights. Well, for the time, yes.
My favorite monster was Robert Smithja.
Wait, what?
It was a South Park reference.
I don't watch South Park. My bad.
Now, let me ask you a question. Now, considering what we've seen, do you count the 98 Godzilla movie as an actual Godzilla movie, or as an aberration that shouldn't even exist?
I will say this much. If you switch the title to The Monster from 20,000 Phantoms, then yes, it's a good monster from 20,000 Phantoms movie, because it's literally this beat by beat is literally 20,000 Phantoms. That the guy, the director was like last minute. I don't care what anybody says. That was not a Godzilla movie. I don't care what the director says. I bet he started out with the 20,000 Phantoms, and then he saw Godzilla. Like, you know what? Let's just shoehorn the Godzilla title and call it a freaking day. But other than that, it's not a Godzilla movie, but it's a good 20,000 Phantoms. Yes.
I mean,
is that the Matthew?
It's almost like bad like fan fiction.
Yeah, Matthew Broderick.
Hey, Hank Azaria makes that movie though.
Like, I will say that he is like the
like
only good part about that. You know, the cast of the Simpsons that are in there.
It's a good movie. The problem is, it's not Godzilla. It's not a Godzilla movie. I'm sorry, it's not a Godzilla. It's a good movie, but it's not Godzilla, and that's why he gets a lot of hate.
And it stole the ending of Kong, the original King Kong. With the planes killing it, and then you just get the heartbeat and the dying monster.
But I will like to see more of this. But yes, guys, we're an hour 40. Let's.
Let me ask you.
What's up? Before we.
Well, I was just gonna say. Now, if they potentially did another MonsterVerse movie, what about the potential of actually doing an updated, an actual like King Kong, where he's loose in New York or he's loose in North America or something?
I've seen it before.
How about I'm just saying, it's updated to this timeline.
Well, Hollow Earth. I could see a story with him being on Hollow Earth, and then a monster escaping from Hollow Earth into New York, and there's a fight between Kong and that monster in New York.
That could work.
See that happening.
Okay, yeah. I mean, but basically something that's updated, but keeps the original homage of, you know, the original 30s movie, and then the Jeff Bridges 78 update. Not, you know, the 2005 Jack Black that's kind of its own thing. Especially with, you know, when it brings in its own version, kind of like the Hollow Earth with the, you know, all the insects and things like that. So
we could just do Donkey Kong. That's another Kong movie.
But yes, let's cut down to Godzilla. We've talked about it. I enjoyed it. I give it a 7 out of 10. My Godzilla King of the Monster is still my 8 to 9 out of 10 range. What's everyone's rating? Like, is it worth getting it? Is it worth buying HBO Max for a month and watching Godzilla, watching Snyder Cut, and watching the Mortal Kombat in the same month?
Yeah, Rampage was better.
Rampage was better? Oh, wow.
I'm kidding. I give the movie about a 5.
A 5? A 5 out of 10?
Right in the middle. Right in the middle.
Okay, I feel that.
I give it about an 8. I give it an 8. 8 out of 10. I liked it. I was entertained.
Yeah, 8 out of 10.
You're not entertained.
You're not entertained. But yes, as far as entertainment are concerned, let's talk about the Loki show and the Black Widow trailer.
The Loki trailer reminds me of the RIP trailer.
The RIP trailer?
So I don't know how to feel about it.
I think I see what you're getting at with the RIP. I think the RIP had promise, but unfortunately the story wasn't there. But this is part of the MCU, and so far the MCU stories, as far as series are concerned, are doing pretty well. So I think Loki is going to be, you know, one of the best.
This is the official introduction into the multiverse, actually, because you can already see you've already seen Lady Loki. You've already seen the evil version of Roxxon, the paramilitary oil company, because Roxxon's already been referenced in all the Iron Man movies. You know, when the president was kidnapped and they had to go rescue him, that was, you know, from the Roxxon oil facility. But they're not paramilitary. But in the MCU, it's an alternate version, an alternate reality. Then in this, you see Loki as being D.B. Cooper, the only person to successfully hijack an airline in the United States. And then you know, so
I saw that.
Basically what I think they're trying to do is Loki might actually be responsible for the multiverse. So this might also branch into Doctor Strange.
Yeah. What's his name? What's the actor? Wow guy. What's his name?
Owen Wilson.
Well, Owen
Wow.
Wilson. Yeah. Wow. Yeah,
Wow.
he's pointing the blame on Loki for ruining the timeline.
And Owen Wilson is why I get the RIP feeling right there. That's the whole reason. Wow.
But did you also notice that when they talked about him branching the timelines, it almost looked like a copy of what, Banner was showing the Ancient One when they were talking about the branch timelines. So,
Now-
and how...
Now, here's the thing, though. As far as the branch timelines are concerned, we're probably going to see different variations of Loki. But I see, because we already have one Loki available on pre-order right now. And it's the Endgame Loki with his Avenger look. Are we, as Aries would say, is it possible that we will see more Lokis for Hottoy wise?
I think we'll see him in the where he's wearing like the TV, where he's working for them, where he's wearing the pull up the dress shirt, but he has like the jacket without the tie, almost like the Joker-esque look.
Really?
I think we go something like that.
I think we might see the President Loki versus that one, but we also could see that one. I could see that as well.
But I also think we might see a Lady Loki though, as a figure.
A lady Loki hot toy.
Yep.
That'd be interesting. That'd be very interesting. Cause I hear it's either we're either getting 2 figures or 3 figures from this show. That's the word. It's either 3 hot toys or 2 hot toys from this show. I don't think we're getting a lot of hot toys from this show. So, unlike
I think this is a branch show.
Yeah, unlike Falcon Winter Soldier, where I think we're either getting 3 or 4 hot toys from there, and then we're getting 2 more from WandaVision, which is another Wanda possibly, and the White Vision.
Mm-hmm.
How you feel about this, Aries?
Well, I think there's no question we're going to get another Loki figure, and I think that they might have their initial projections on how much they're going to make. They're going to make 2, they're going to make 3 with this series, 4 with this series. I think at the end of the day, these look like that they're doing really well, and it could snowball where they get it they keep doing better and better and better. And again, there's not a whole lot. While things are opening up, not everything is opened up yet. And I think there's opportunity depending on how popular these shows are and how they kind of merge into everything else for Hot Toys to be able to say, okay, well, look, this is still popular. People are still talking about these movies. People are excited about these. They're, I'm sure they have their ambassadors or whatnot looking at different chats, forums, this or that, seeing where the excitement lies and those type of things. So, I absolutely see another Loki coming. You might even get 2 out of this. You guys were talking about, one look or another, because you're talking about getting another Scarlet Witch. You never know. I mean, if they can make money is the thing. If they can make money off it and really what's hot. So
I think that's another reason why I also wanted to bring this up, but I keep forgetting about it. There's word that we are getting a lot more DC figures coming because of the hype for the Snyder Cut, and from what I was heard and told, we only got like maybe 12 or 10 DC figures last year alone. Just last year, everything was Star Wars and Marvel. Mandalorian and Marvel took that by storm. But with the Snyder Cut hype and possible, re-release of certain figures, we might see a lot more of the Justice League again. We probably see a lot more Snyderverse figures, possibly. That'd be nice. But at the end of the day, it's going to be tough because the numbers aren't there for DC. That's the unfortunate part when it comes to figures. The reason why Hot Toys, and I know a lot of people do get mad over this, like why Hot Toys is not working on other media, why they aren't working on their licensing, why we haven't seen the Alien figures or Predator figures back, what's going on? The problem is Hot Toys right now are seeing numbers, and
well, yeah, they're going to get a lot more off the disc, off those other licenses right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're going to sell more Iron Mans or Predators.
Predators.
Iron Man's. What are you talking about?
Well, I mean, the
You
funny
already
thing
got
is
it
now
on
because
there.
Disney owns the license for pretty much anything. I mean, at this point, Predator might actually sell again because it's one of those things. If Disney is gonna do their own Aliens now and make it R and put it on Hulu, and potentially continue a new finish the trilogy or start a new series. I mean, the next logical thing is you're going Aliens to bring back Predator.
It depends
You know,
on how
and
much
again-
creative control they give
yeah.
Ridley Scott through that, because Ridley won't do a Predator tie-in. Which I'm
Well,
fine
again, it's
offering
Disney.
him.
They can pull the Harrison Ford. Hey, here's $40 million. Do what we tell you to do.
The
I don't think
almighty
Scott-
dollar. I mean,
But I'm fine with him just dumping Ridley Scott at this point. I wasn't happy with his past couple offerings.
I mean,
But wait a minute.
Prometheus was
Is he
good.
doing the show? Is he doing the show?
He is an executive producer, last I heard.
Okay.
So he is vehemently involved in the show.
Prometheus had promise, but after what happened with the sequels, I don't want.
Yeah, Covenant was a cluster.
Yeah, I don't. It's just getting annoying how everyone's trying to even Ridley Scott. He tried to retcon his entire damn franchise again, and I'm here like, why? Don't. The wheel was already made, bro. You don't have to redo the damn wheel. We don't need spinning rims on the wheel. Just keep the wheel moving.
I really
Okay?
want to see what Neil Blomkamp and Denis Villeneuve had to offer the Alien franchise, to be honest with you. But
I mean, honestly,
they
for
were
the
happy to
Aliens
do
franchise,
it.
they need to go basically like Colonial Marines. Because that would probably be the safest bet,
Not
but also...
even firearms. That Colonial Marines firearms game. Pull out some figures from that. The video game is coming out pretty soon.
Yeah, like I said, it looks like the Kenner's Aliens line of the 90s. Again, where you had the gorilla alien, the snake alien, all the different colors. You had the crazy colors of the 90s. But then you also had the Marines that have the insane, and they were wearing insane colors, but then they also had, like, super missile packs. Hell, there was a biomechanical, alien armor that the Marines could wear as a toy. Stuff like that, I would absolutely buy. That's like childhood nostalgia.
Is there an anniversary coming up for Predator?
Yeah, they have one every year.
I mean a big number, bruh. Like 10.
87 was the first movie, so where we at? Don't make me math right now.
Don't make you do math. Okay, so if
a few more years.
Let's say we get a 40th anniversary, right? Or 50th. I wouldn't mind a Predator 2-pack.
No, I like the idea of an Arnold with the OP Predator, the OG Predator, because I mean we don't technically have an OG Predator from Hottoys except for the MMS 90, and that thing is, I mean that's a 1.0 body, and it's more of a model that you can pose. And I have a wolf.
Is that the one from the Predators movie?
No, the original Predator is MMS 90. That's the Jungle Hunter, and like I said, they were done more like a model where you had to put them together. I have Wolf, the cleaner kit version that's like that, and it's horrible. I just pretty much use it for parts now because he came with a face hugger, or excuse me, a chest burster. It's the only way you can get a Hot Toys chest burster. There is Fire Girls toys that make them, but they're garbage compared to this.
But yeah, I wouldn't mind more Predators or more Alien figures. And since Disney's doing a lot more IP for the IP movies and shows for Predator and Alien right now, yeah, I like go for it. Hot Toys, like, come on, Hot Toys, the window is there.
Well, I mean, I also see Disney pushing hard into both those franchises because the majority of the stuff they they go into is PG-13 and below. So, I mean, Touchstone Pictures isn't a thing anymore, which was their R-rated, Hollywood division. So, I mean, Deadpool, Aliens, and Predator. Those are three items. Those are three, quote unquote, R-rated feature, franchises that aside from Deadpool, will be on Hulu. I mean, Deadpool 3 might be the first and only R-rated Disney movie.
Now, before we continue, I just want to hit up on Aries. Aries, I know we only got 10 minutes left for you, pretty much. Do you want to say, do you guys, you still got to go by 8, right?
Yes, I have to run out to go pick up one of my kids.
Okay.
So yeah, I have to pick up my daughter.
Do you want to say anything to the guests before you head out? Maybe announce the next stream or a giveaway, perhaps.
Sure. Is it possible that we're gonna get a Lobot? No, I'm just kidding.
Me too. Oh my god, I should have kicked you out. I'm gonna remove you right now. Get out of here.
No, it's always fun hanging with you guys here. We do have the next live stream for the market value chart show. That's this coming Saturday, April 10th at 6 p.m. Eastern. So really looking forward to that. Nate, you'll be on it on there, and also we'll have Mike from the Action Figure Cave. Man of Hot Collectibles will be extra special guest on Saturday. So I think we'll have a lot of fun. We got a lot to look into with that. So, but yeah, no, I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yes, Man of Hot Collectibles. I forgot to say hello to him, but I was posting up all the damn his comments, and I was sort of like, damn it, we need a spot to say hello, but I couldn't say hello because we were just going on a Robot Deluxe. What the Deluxe for? What is it? You see what you've done, Aries? You see what you've done? You see what you've done to these guests? You giving them high hopes. Even at
the Deluxe, so you can move the eyes.
The moving eyes.
Listen, and then you can get a DX Bib Fortuna. You can get the heavy set version. And then you can get the Return of the Jedi version, DX. I mean, come on.
And the Kenner staff.
And the Kenner staff. And the infamous red cape that they never made, but
get out of here, man. Dude. Okay, the last question from James C. He's like, Aries, your lights are so early for me here in China, 6 a.m. Can you move them to at least 7?
It's hard. It's hard because we'll see. You never know. I mean, I could have other ones too, but I definitely when we start them at 6, James, we're committed to. We kind of go over that, right, Nate? We go to like 8:30. We kind of go a little bit. So
yeah, we do.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm sure there'll be more, but yeah, I was definitely going to ask you guys how many of the Black Widow figures you think they're going to make, or what intel you have on that with that movie. But I do got to scram here in just about 5 minutes. I got to run out so I can get there at 8:15, but it's just down the road. But what do you guys think about that with that movie coming out? Is it going to be different than the shows because it's a movie, or not really?
No, it's going to come out in theaters as well. So it is going to be MMS. It is going to be the MMS line for Black Widow and Taskmaster. So they are going to complete that $597, $598. So now we only have $599 and $600 to go to. As far as pre-orders are concerned, unfortunately, Black Widows, they have not done well, sell wise. But they have sold, but they've also sat around for a minute. Kind of like the white hair Black Widow from Infinity War. That one was there for a minute before selling out.
You can still get the Endgame one, right? She's still up on Sideshow, right?
Yeah, she's still up in Sideshow.
No, I think it's one of those things. I think the selling point for this one, it's a white uniform. Everything else is, kind of, it's, an upgrade of this one, which was an upgrade of that one, which is an upgrade of this one. It's basically an evolution of her suit from Iron Man 2. But this is kind of like, this almost feels like it's an MCU movie, but it's its own side thing that's basically, it's a self-contained, it's their first self-contained story. Yeah, it leads, to one thing or another, but basically this is Black Widow on the run after she talks to Tony in Civil War.
Now, this is her own solo movie, and I think this figure might do even better than the Endgame figure. I could see people skipping the Endgame for the solo one because the solo one will probably be a better storyline for Widow than she was in Endgame. Because a lot of people, that's the one thing they complained about was her storyline, her story arc in Endgame wasn't the greatest.
Well, and what I think this is, and I'll be honest, I think this is going to be her version of Civil War. Because basically, you got to remember, and this goes to Operation Paperclip in World War II, real life, both the U.S. and the Soviet Union went and grabbed Nazi scientists for their rocket and other science projects. Cap went in and tried to kill, the Hydra version of what infiltrated S.H.I.E.L.D. Black Widow's going to go to Russia and try and infiltrate, like, whatever their, Marvel version of the FSB, the KGB, their Spetsnaz military units. And she's going to go in and basically try and kill whatever remnants of Hydra are in, the Russian government. So basically, I think this is going to be her version of, Winter Soldier, where she's going to go and basically bring down hell, but it's all on her. She's, because there are similarities, too, just in the action. Cap fighting on the helicopter, on the helicarrier, and you see her. She's literally falling from the sky fighting Taskmaster. So there's similarities in the film style as well.
So you might get I can certainly see probably, depending on the outfit she has in this, maybe you get two Black Widow figures maybe with this, two different looks that they can maybe give you, like you had some other movies they've done that as well. And then I wonder what other if any other Marvel characters can show up in this, and as an opportunity for Hottoys to be like, hey, just like they had that one little thing of Solo Maul, they had Maul in there for 30 seconds. So could they have one of the popular characters show up in this?
It's already been confirmed. Downey is in it. They just don't know if it's old footage that they shot from Civil War, or if it's new footage that he shot and it's been combined, or it's all new footage. But he's in the movie.
So
I just don't know how much.
If you get like three of them to show up, besides, obviously she's in the movie. There could just be an opportunity for them to release more figures.
Hell, if Mark 46 makes a reappearance in Black Widow movie, that figure's going to go up in price. The 46, hell, if the 46 does pop up again, the 46 might get a reissue. Or not reissue, but a re-release through the Black Widow movie. Kind of like what they did with the Mark 47, came out for Homecoming. The Mark 46 was still around. Maybe he didn't want to update it just yet to the 47,
Yeah, but as far as like if an Iron Man suit is going to appear, or if it's just already, nothing has been come about. But at one point he was on the IMDb page as being in it, and that was removed very quickly.
All right, guys, listen, I got to scoot.
All right,
it was a blast.
have a good one.
Look forward to doing it again with you guys.
Good luck. See you Saturday. Well, what's today? Wednesday? Yes.
Wednesday.
So see you Saturday. See you in a few days, man.
Yep. See you all on Saturday. Peace out, y'all.
Laters.
Later.
But all right, guys, we're back at it again. Now I did hit up a question here by Lane. Do you anticipate in the next few weeks they will delay the Ross Kylo Ren and Ross Rey? It is a possibility. It is definitely a possibility. Hell, I could see them pushing those two figures back till December.
Those are not high priority, unfortunately.
I could see that happening so bad. So bad. I could see that happening where you probably won't see those figures out till December. Not because of the problems with the figure. It's just there's a lot more high priority for Mandalorian, for Marvel, even Snyder Cut figures. But here's the thing, though: if that's the case, you have to be prepared that if you did not pre-order the Ross figures for Rey and Kylo, you might be missing out because they might sell out before they even get released. If that's the case.
I don't see those selling out. I see a lot of the first order stuff and everything just kind of sitting on Sideshow's site. I think they'll end up sitting as well because that movie wasn't well received.
Well, the thing is, they probably won't make enough. That's the problem.
Yeah, no, the thing is, Ren will sell out. Ren is that weird character where,
You can still buy Ren on Sideshow now. I think the old one, right?
No. He's been sold out.
Both of them have sold out.
Actually, The Last Jedi Rey and Kylo are like sought after. They're more
Yeah,
sought
I mean-
after than the originals.
Yeah, for as bad as the movies are, Ray. I mean, Kylo's a good figure, and he's like Nate said, he's actually sought after. You know, the head sculpt's actually pretty damn good.
I think John Oliver bought them all because he wanted some Adam Driver lookalikes. I don't know if you've seen his show, but he goes off on Adam Driver quite a bit.
Now, you know, Adam Driver's a former Marine.
Yes.
Yeah, former Marine infantry. So,
Oh, he hits on him on the show all the time.
oh damn.
It's all in good fun. He doesn't mean it, but
Okay.
No, I know, I feel you. Now, here's another thing I wanted to say. I'm really disappointed with what Hot Toys brought out for us for our first Winter Soldier for the show, and this look here right now, what we have right here with the gang, he looks a lot better with this look compared to the one we got.
Yeah, he's wearing a tactical harness, and then again, I don't know, like that's supposed to sell the idea that he's still the Winter Soldier. You know, and it's a new jacket. Yeah, he's wearing a tactical. It looks like it's a Cobra tactical gun belt. Yeah, he like the things over his shoulders is part of an LBE, load bearing equipment. You know, you put pouches or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yes, that's actual tactical web gear he has a part of on him now, as opposed to with the jacket, he just had the strap across the shoulder and the neck.
Now, people are saying they want a Zemo. You think we're gonna get a Zemo? With the way
Possibly.
things are progressing with the story, so far Zemo with one episode has won my heart. So I'm like, I wouldn't mind a Zemo hot toy.
I'll be honest with you. Like you even said in my chat, I think Zemo might be transitioning into somebody else right before our eyes. So
he's already
We
put on
don't-
his traditional mask.
what was that?
He already put on his traditional mask, the Baron Zemo mask.
Yeah. So I mean, at this point, he's already done that. So again, I mean, and here's the thing: he's laid a little bit too many clues. Like he's royalty. He's talking about how after Sokovia and the blip, how all the area countries that bordered it, they went and they were taking land from Sokovia. So basically, it's a broken country. I just potentially see him taking back certain parts of the land, potentially renaming it to Latveria, and then if we really want to go into the land of conjecture, potentially going into armor wars where he may get a piece
Mephisto
of
has been
technology.
confirmed, everybody. Mephisto has been confirmed.
Confirmed by what?
No, it's a joke, man. It's a joke.
Yeah, but no, it's just like, yeah, I'll say, yeah, I definitely could see the potential for Zemo, if he's not going to become Doom, being the guy who creates Doom some way or another.
Do you think that the power? There's a lot of theories getting thrown around about a power broker, like
Oh yeah,
a Ross could be.
oh absolutely. At this point, after research and remembering and reading stuff, I 1000% think it's Ross. Again,
Yeah.
the text that Carly got almost mirrors what Ross said to Hulk in the 2009 movie with Edward Norton.
Mhm.
You know, about the power inside him. Stealing what is his. If you got rid of it, he'll throw you in a hole.
Do you think he's Red Hulk now?
Well, you got to remember, he's had a vial of the serum, and they gave it to Blonsky, who became an abomination. So if he's the Secretary of State, he would have the actual authority potentially to restart Project Rebirth again.
Look what you've done, Don.
No,
Look what you've
Zemo
done.
is his own character, man. Doctor Doom is somebody else. But I think Ross is now the Red Hulk. I think that's where we're going with that. If
Yeah,
you're right
but
with
again,
Ross.
yeah, exactly, because as him being Secretary of State, he had the ability to potentially order Project Rebirth to happen. They're working on that. Blip happens, and all of a sudden, which the CIA, according to the canon, was the ones that were trying to do the super soldier serum again. They canceled that. Who would have knowledge of not only of that program but the actual scientists who are working with that? A former Secretary of State. Because there was even things I read that he might not have even been replaced. They might not have, the U.S. government might not have had one. So he might again still be the Secretary of State as well.
I doubt that, but
Now, you know what? What if the power broker is Doctor Doom?
I don't think so.
I know. I think they're
for one.
gonna. Yeah, they wouldn't do that. They are gonna introduce, a grand way or a proper way. They just wouldn't come out of left field with that. I mean, if it's not Ross, another one is like it might be Sharon Carter.
Oh
But,
yeah,
but at the same,
you know how Kevin Feige works. He's not gonna do the obvious.
yeah,
He's not gonna do the obvious. He's throwing carrots out there like he did in WandaVision. He's throwing carrots out there for people. So
well, here's the other thing too. When they're in Madripoor and they go and talk to Shelby.
yeah,
Well, Shelby actually happens to be a prominent, in the X-Men, the Wolverine run when he visits Madripoor in the 80s.
mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Not only does the bar he go to, the same exact bar that, all three of them go to, the Princess Bar, one of the arms dealer that, works at the Princess, her name is Shelby as well from the 87 run. So there, so right now a character name and being a female and the actual bar are the exact same ones from the Wolverine comic.
Wow.
So, if anything, they just might have set up Wolverine with that more than
that's the
any
thing.
other
Yeah,
character.
Wolverine can be set up. And here's the thing, though: there's a big reveal happening in episode 5, where people are teasing that it's a big cameo. It's a big cameo
After the WandaVision.
Yeah, it's a big cameo.
Like, we're gonna have a Luke Skywalker moment.
Yeah, it's a big
that was
cameo,
Paul Bettany
and it's a
trolling.
tearjerker too. It's a tearjerker episode too.
I'm just trying. If there's going to be a big reveal, it's got to be. If it's a tearjerker, I'll be honest with you.
It could be Boswick Chapman.
Well, if it's not Chadwick Boseman, you know what it might actually be?
Chadwick Boseman, yes.
You know what it might actually deal with?
Who?
The death of Steve Rogers.
Death of Steve Rogers.
What do you think about that? If it's going to be a tearjerker, because that actually really cements the whole issue with the Shield and the legacy. Because you got to remember, he's 110 now, but because he lived a separate, life, because he went back, he's not, like Bucky's 106. He's an actual, he might have lived 107 years, but he might be close to like 180 in actual real years now.
Oh yeah.
So,
even though I've been hearing Kevin Feige's been trying to get Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine, Hugh Jackman doesn't want to come back because
he's got Feige's actually talked to Patrick Stewart as well about coming back as Professor X, and apparently Stewart's told Feige, as long as they can do it, that doesn't conflict with Logan, he could potentially be back in.
That's the thing though. Like, I wouldn't mind Hugh Jackman coming back as Wolverine. The only problem is, like, Hugh Jackman did say that,
He can be old man Logan.
Yeah, it'll be old man Logan because his body is not. He's getting older.
They can pull him in either Doctor Strange or even in Secret Wars when they do that, because I think that was on the slate already. If they're doing the newer Secret Wars, that's
they're doing Secret Invasion, not Secret Wars.
I saw something about Secret Wars as well. It is not anytime soon, but I saw that they were going to try to visit that one, the one with the battle planet.
Yeah, maybe they're good, but that hasn't been announced. Like Secret Invasion has been announced.
I know, and I'm not interested in that. I don't like Bendis' work, but
That's right. Secret Invasion is still in the works too. How are they going to bring that in? It's going to be crazy.
But isn't that a series though? And didn't it get announced as a series?
Well, basically, all these ones right now, they're basically miniseries that are going to be setting up future movies. Because obviously WandaVision is going to be setting up Spider-Man 2, Doctor Strange 2, potentially Avengers 5. This is supposed to set up 2 to 3 additional movies as well.
Well,
So-
no, none of these shows are supposed to set up anything in the MCU. There's
No,
supposed to be
no,
standalone.
the complete opposite. These shows
Feige
are
said that he doesn't want them to be integral to the viewing experience of the movie.
no. He said the exact opposite. He said they're going to be integral to the viewing audience.
I read something else then.
No,
Yeah,
no.
no.
I agree with Don. Kevin Feige did say that if you are missing out on the series, you're going to be missing out a lot of stuff in the movies too, because it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, because this potentially now has the ability to set up Black Panther 2 as well. Because again, in the woman that was at the end of the episode that went and talked to Bucky, you've already seen her before. You saw her in Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
She was Chikala's one of her bodyguards, the one that told Black Widow to move, or So,
Oh, Civil War, but yeah.
oh yeah, sorry, Civil War. But so again, the linking is already there.
But yeah, I do see that as far as Hottoys is concerned, I do see we are probably going to get the red and white suit of Falcon, and the America Captain Falcon suit.
We'll get a U.S. agent.
No, I don't.
We're gonna get a
No,
U.S. agent.
no. I don't think we are going to get a U.S. agent. It's possible. It's up there, but it wouldn't sell. It wouldn't sell though.
Let me say this: if we do get a U.S. agent, it won't be this version. It will be from a different show, and it will be in his black suit. In his the black red white suit, where it's got like the button crawler. It won't be in like the knockoff Captain America suit. But again, and if anything, if he carries a shield, it won't be the red, white, blue shield. I think it'll be, it'll still have the star in it, but it'll be the black and white.
Will be after he concedes to lose the outfit, which will be during this series, and we'll get the black one.
But you got to remember that the power broker in the comics is the one that gave Walker the serum, not the U.S. government.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a chance, again, if
Well-
the power broker is Thaddeus Ross, Thunderbolts,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
he gives Walker the serum, and then Walker, as U.S. agent, becomes the leader of the Thunderbolts. Again, the new U.S. the U.S. government's officially sanctioned superhero team.
But we're not going to get
see that
the Wakandan woman there because we never got an Okoye. So I don't think they would skip Okoye and give us her.
So there's a possibility we just may get just 2 Falcons and 2 Winter Soldiers, or 1 Falcon, which they're holding out on the Captain America Falcon, and give us a Zemo. Because from what I've been reading, there's possibly going to be just 4 figures from the Winter Soldier line, and then there's 4 figures from WandaVision, and then there is I think only 2 for Loki. They didn't do a lot. They're not doing a lot for Loki, unfortunately, but. And I can see why, because it's Loki, so you don't want to flood the market with Lokis. But the Winter Soldiers, I could see, I really want a OG Winter Soldier update 2-pack, or not 2-pack, but updated 2.0, because the older one, I have the older one, and I bought it loose, and I got all the accessories loose, but I wouldn't want to buy an older Winter Soldier OG the way with all the complication it has.
Yeah, I mean, there would be little differences like we've talked about before. Like you wouldn't get his, the gun that shoots the disc bomb that goes under Fury's car and blows it up. You'd still get his pistol. You'd still get like the mini Scorpion that he has at the base of his neck. You'd still get an AK or an M4. So yeah, I mean there would only be minor differences in what he's actually coming with in terms of weapons. Other than that, there would actually be no physical difference in the appearance. Now, the only thing is, I know he had the actual face shield on. Was he wearing the glasses in the in this episode or not?
Which one, for Falcon?
Yeah, Falcon, because he was wearing the face mask.
That's right. Yeah. No. He didn't have the glasses. He didn't have the glasses.
But I mean, it's one of those things I could see them making that potentially 2-part. Where he wears that because it's at night, and he wears the sunglasses during the day.
Yeah,
I could potentially see that being a 2-part, piece.
Yeah, but just throw in another flashback. Hell, we don't even need another flashback. That flashback in the very first episode is all you need for Winter Soldier reissue or re-release 2.0.
I think we might see another flashback.
Yeah?
To something with potential. We might even see another flashback of him going back and killing Stark's parents from a different angle or something.
Hell, not even. How about a fight with the Black Captain America? That'd be fun.
Yeah, like I said, potentially, see, a 1950s Soviet Winter Soldier, where he's in the Soviet era military uniform, where he's got the Soviet cap and he's got a basic Generation Zero arm where it's all jacked, where it's not as strong. And that's why, like in Isaiah, you see him literally taking half his arm and beating him with it.
Let me see. Dark Knight 10 seems reissues other than a hope for DX20 Joker we might get. The Selena Kyle as well. I asked since I might get the Bat Pod and feel like I need her. Feel like I need her. Okay. Yeah. That's gonna be the Catwoman re-release is gonna be weird because yes, we do need a updated version of that figure because the original release of that one was atrocious because it didn't last long. That figure, I've heard horror stories with that particular figure where
her boots just fall apart.
Yeah, the leather didn't last and it was just getting destroyed over time. So, and that was the same thing with Bane. So at the end of the day, I think if they're gonna throw in Selena Kyle, they have to throw in Bane as well for reissues.
At this point though, I'm kind of surprised Daft Toys hasn't done their own Selena Kyle, considering they've done every version of every other villain or side project besides Batman. So the third-party companies have done kits in the past. But, yeah, the original one is junk as far as the material they used. Like you said, they're just stories of that thing deteriorating and just evaporating in the dust like Thanos had a shot at them.
Wow. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I would not mind that.
Yeah, the Gundam hat.
Lane, don't forget, we need a reissue of the Gundam hat, too. Talk with GameStop or whichever company was licensing this hat with GameStop or Geek Toys or whatever that other company that works with GameStop. I forgot the name. Because that was the only way to get this hat. And I keep looking and there's no luck. All I see is out of stock. It's out of stocks.
Well, I looked, but you can, people have actually made knit versions of that hat now.
Really?
Yeah, but it's so large it fits like an actual helmet.
It does feel like a freaking helmet for me anyway.
That's because of the headphones.
Oh yeah, that too. I forgot I have the headphones here too. Shoot. Yeah. When you're going through these streams, you kind of forget what you got on your head. But yes, I would like a reissue of the Gundam hat because this one's getting old. At some point, it's nothing lasts forever, and unfortunately these Hot Toys don't last forever either, even though how much we paid for them. But that's the thing, you gotta maintain them. But anyway, guys, we are at 8:20. I think we talked a lot. I think we at one point we were like at 70, peaked at 70. I don't know what the hell happened there. We went from 40 people to freaking 70, and then we started going down after that. But we were peaking for 70 for a minute. I was like, the hell happened here? Where did the other 30 people come from? I don't buy. They come in.
Exactly.
Come in. We're having conversations here. I'm hoping that tonight or tomorrow night we do see another Falcon Winter Soldier figure, and I want the Falcon. I want a really. I don't have a Falcon yet, and I don't want to spend the outrageous resale price for Falcon Civil War. I just want my Falcon.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm the same. But I don't have a Falcon. I've had the opportunity to buy a Falcon, but I've actually looked at the pictures and I'm like, yeah, that zipper is tearing off. That's it. I'm not, as soon as I see one of those defects, I'm like, I don't care if I'm not paying that for when I see the physical damage, and that's what I can see, you know. So yeah, I mean, I've already measured out the space for when he's coming, so I can set him
Now,
up with a full wing
the
extension.
the original Civil War Falcon, right? That one didn't have leather, right? It doesn't look like it had leather in the armor, but this one, it looks like it could be leather if they release this figure.
I think it might be more of the pleather material, like the
Leather,
Snowsuit
yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And if you're gonna do pleather, hold on, I gotta get it.
Oh yeah, seal it.
That's right. I need to get my seal too.
You're gonna do pleather. If you get any pleather Hot Toys, I don't know. Satin doesn't work for everybody, but this is a clear satin acrylic. Get that. Just cover your pleather parts. There we go. Your pleather parts with some satin acrylic or even matte if you don't want any kind of gloss to it at all. But I would think gloss is actually too glossy. I use this on a lot of pieces that are supposed to look like leather, like belts and stuff. And it's actually a little glossier than I want, but it's made them pretty durable, so I'm pretty happy with it. It's just put that on there as soon as you open it. I did that with my Tracker Predator, which, I mean, all of those Predators ones from the Super Predators that have all those pleather straps, most people that have those, they're all rotted, and mine looks brand new.
Yep. And another thing too is if you can get a small dehumidifier, even one of those plug-in ones, and keep it in your room. They're only $20-$25. They look small, but they'll do a huge service to you. They'll take out all the moisture. They'll protect your figures. I've got a few in different areas, and they're well worth the money. And again, anytime they get filled up, you just plug it in overnight, undo, then next morning put it back, and redo it again in a couple months.
Not a problem, songwriter. I hope that helps you out.
Yeah, I need to do that for mine as well. I haven't had any actual issues with that with my figures for the past 2 years of collecting.
Oh, you will.
I
Death
will.
Trooper Pauldron.
Death Trooper Pauldron.
Yep. Death Trooper Pauldron is.
But I've been using 303 on my figures, so I've been.
Let me grab that
track.
tracker real quick so I can show you what mine's looking like. I don't think I've ever showed them to you.
Oh,
Man, what time is it? 8. It's about to be 8:30.
I need my beauty sleep. I'm obviously missing a lot of
Actually,
it.
I don't need sleep. I need to stop sleeping. But third shift life ruins my sleep. And
So-
my body's yes.
Here's my Tracker Predator. He's the only of the Super Predators I have, but see how nice that all this is pleather.
Yes.
So see how nice that's all coming out with the that's got the finish on it.
Mm-hmm. It looks brand new. Look at that.
Yeah, it looks brand
Does
new.
look nice.
This back bit here, the stand's been folding that up. So, but even that doesn't develop a crack because it's all sealed.
Hey, take care, Big Dog Pound. Thanks for watching.
So, this is the only of the Super Predators I have, though.
Take care, big dog. But yeah, guys, we'll end it here. Our next stream will be on Sunday at 6 p.m. Starting again at 6 p.m. That should be a lot of fun. Hopefully, we get more pre-order releases or more talks about sold-out figures, because it's coming to the point where a lot of these figures that have been sitting around for nearly a year and a half are starting to sell out. So
Yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna start entering phase 2 of nothing's coming out. Let's buy what else we can to fill the void.
yep, Thanos
I'm
snap.
buying that Batman I kept talking about. I think I'm going to actually drop the money on that guy.
Which one?
I'm building one myself. I've got a body. I bought a knocked off Daft Toys version of the Arkham Knight, and then I've got a young Affleck head sculpt from the town. So I'm going to make a year 0, year 1 Batfleck.
Yeah, I'm doing the Frank Miller Dark Knight, man. I'm gonna,
Which Batman are you getting, Amaz?
that Frank Miller Dark Knight I keep having you guys post?
Yeah.
The one with the Fison 35.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think I'm going to do it.
Yeah, that should be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see that. You need to drop that. You need to drop that.
I'll be doing some pictures of that guy.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, guys, links are in the description. You want to check out Moz, you want to check out Aries. Like I said, we'll be back here on Sunday, 6 p.m. I'm thinking possibly do another live stream, adding another live stream to the schedule as well. But I think 2 has been fine. But we shall see how things progress. So,
All right.
Thanks,
Thanks,
later, guys.
folks. All right, thanks for watching,
Good night, everybody.
Stay safe.
Take it easy.
All right, later, folks.
Peace.